everybody. Peace, 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 peace. Welcome to the main show on a Saturday. Hi, Anna Marie. Hi, Brenda Romero. Hi, Cecilia Brown. Hi, Robbie Lorraine. Heaven Nay. Teresa McGuire. Jean Moreau de Seychelles. Stanley. Gloria Latinos. Brenda Romero. Sally Bowles. Danny. Ellen. Jocelyn. Hi, everybody. Sultan Al-Mansouri. Principessa. And Deborah C. Heaven. Blue Egyptian Lotus. Gosh, so many people. Nader, Sibylla Delfos, Cecilia Brown, Tensi, DMSA 918, Aisha Ahmed. Oh, there you go. We got Aish also in the house.
Hello.
So Gloria is not alone. Gloria is joined by a second mod. Good. Despina, Claudia von B, Tom Tomato Papaya, the Nectarine Man. Hi, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to the main attraction. We're just coming out of a 2+ hour pre-show where we were talking about YouTube toxicity on the luxury side of YouTube. Yes, all those, let's just say, people who make those videos about the toxicity, they got theirs in the pre-show. So if you wish to know more about that toxicity, become a member today, or a patron, really. You know, Tier 2 members and Tier 2 patrons, they get access every Saturday to the pre-show live stream, and and Tier 1 members and patrons get access to the live to the pre-show every first Saturday of the month. What can I say? Hi, Zeitgeist. Did I get a haircut? No. My hair is just in my vest. It's in the back. My hair is in the back. It's just a new little hairdo, but the length is still the same. It's in my vest. Yes, darlings. It's in my little Vivian vest. The little punk vest, my little Vivian punk vest. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you so much. Sorry, my throat is a little bit jammed, so I'm going to be doing this all the time. Highland Fari, love the Vivian drip. Thank you, darling. Do I have my... Oh, yeah, I do. A long bob would suit you so well. Thank you. Well, there you go. When you have long hair, you can play. You can make it look like whatever you want. Pumpkin Ziggy, Dacob, I just bought my first pair of Chanel sunglasses. They're amazing. Congratulations, Pumpkin Ziggy. Which color did you get? Ellen says, love the vest. Thank you. Love it when people do the turtleneck hair tuck. We'll go. It's a vibe, right? Also, I want to say we have one heck of a show today. We're going to talk about a lot of different things, including Virginie Viard again for Chanel. There are some news and some speculation that we're going to, and some analysis that we're going to have to touch base on. Hi, David Anderson. Hi, Anna Marie. You got your Comete sample. I'm not a fan of the opening, but the dry down is beautiful. Well, the opening is not so memorable when the perfume is new. It needs some time to marinate. Like you can see mine, how much I had to use up until I got that oxygen in there, you know, like after 1 month, it gets better. So those little 1.5 ml samples, truth be told, they're not the best to get to know this perfume, in my humble opinion, because it wasn't like my love at first sniff when it was like a new batch. Now that it's marinating, it's getting rid of all of that cherry blossom accord, and it's going more into that heliotrope orris root depth. It's much more Chanel now. So I don't know how much you can get that truth through a 1.5 ml sample, really. Blue Egyptian Lotus says, I agree, you can pin up long hair to look so many different styles. I keep my hair long for that reason too. There you go. You see, there's a lot of tricks of the trade. Tricks of the trade. Pumpkin Ziggy says, I got these. Wait, what do you mean, Pumpkin Ziggy? You can't post a link, though. Maybe you try to post a link in the chat. We cannot do links. Just describe them if you can. Pumpkin, so stoked for you. Chanel sunglasses are supreme. I sat this as a very light, sensitive lady. I sat this? Oh, you sat on them and they didn't break? Hi, good morning, Yana Clar. How's it going, sweetie? Wow, you made a decent dent into... Yes, I did. You know, when I love a perfume, we'll go. If you are in the rewatch crew, don't forget to help out the Fashion Bunker by commenting down below the timestamp when a certain topic begins and the title of the topic. That helps me later generate chapters for your viewing pleasure if you wish to rewatch one of the past live streams. That always helps. And of course, what always helps, whether it be a live stream or a posted video that hasn't been live streamed, is to thumb up the video. Thumb up the video, you guys, because if you don't thumb up the video, we'll go. So we have one heck of a show because we're going to be talking about Chanel. We're going to be talking about Virginie Viard. We're going to be talking about her exiting Chanel. And there's a couple of points that I didn't touch base on in the main show last time because there's been an evolution. New things have happened, and I have to share some new intel with you. It ain't looking that pretty, okay, from where I'm standing, but we're going to analyze it together, and maybe we're going to get a little bit, you know, I don't know how many hundreds of people we are right now, but hundreds of heads together, joined together, think better than just one head alone. So maybe we're going to get to the bottom of this mystery about Virginie Viard leaving Chanel together today. Fingers crossed. And if you have any new intel to share with me, now is the time to send it to me on superdacob@gmail.com in form of an email. I will be also looking at my I don't do DMs, but today's a special occasion, so I might be looking at if any intel arrives via Instagram. Super Dacob Backup, all spelled together on Instagram. You can also follow me on Dacob CC, all spelled together. That's my second Instagram account dedicated to my love of all things Chanel, including this little gorgeous Chanel Camellia that we have here from the Camellia collection. Yeah, right. That was the fall winter 2023/2024 Camellia collection. This gorgeous little tweed Camellia was from the Camellia collection, the winter Camellia collection. So also I want to say thank you to the PurseForum. Very kind of you guys. The PurseForum and I have a turbulent relationship. Sometimes they are not happy with me, but sometimes they are happy with me. And I want to say thank you to the PurseForum for being so kind to me lately and actually having some nice words to say about me. The PurseForum just started a thread about Virginie Viard leaving Chanel, and they do agree with my assessment. My prior analysis video, which I just posted a couple of days ago, I don't think she's being giving a fair trial here, a fair rep. There's been some shady content creators out there who are, really throwing her under the bus now that she's leaving Chanel. And I don't think that's fair. I think that's actually very vile of them and vulgar of them to do the way that they're kind of talking about Virginie. I don't think they would have, if a man were the designer of Chanel and if a man had left under the same circumstances as her, he would not have been given the same treatment like she's being given on social media. And I think that has to do with the fact that she is a lady, and also has to do with the fact that she's a very humble person, sticks in her lane, does her job professionally, doesn't look for scandals, doesn't, she's not in the public eye. She's just very down to earth. And so she's an easy target. If it was some dude, no matter how good or bad he was at Chanel, if it was some dude, he would have been praised for all the years and the tenure that he did at Chanel, And I just think that's not fair. The comments, right, Blue Egyptian Lotus, the comments have been so cruel, devastating. And actually, if you guys watch my live stream from my last live stream from this past Wednesday is the moment when Chanel announced the departure of Virginie. If you watch my live stream, you're going to notice, if you watch the entire live stream, not just 2 minutes of it, the live stream was 4 hours long. So to understand my point of view, you need to watch at least the second half of the live stream, because that's when we get deeper into it. So at least the last 2 hours you have to watch in order to understand what I mean. But to me, when we had our moments with Virginie, 5 years, that's around about 50 collections. There were collections that were more successful, in my opinion, and collections that were less successful, in my opinion. And I had constructive criticism to give to Virginie when the collections were not, so much, in my opinion, good. And then I praised her every time the collections were good. So people sometimes, they mix up constructive criticism with, you just hate a person. There's something in between, you guys. Like, you can actually criticize a brand, you can criticize a collection without being a hater. There's actually, you can be an intelligent human being that actually has some sort of critical thinking still active inside of their brain and inside of their IQs. And so I have never thrown such terrible shade at Virginie Viard as some people are doing. I have always said she's amazing for this reason, she's less amazing for that reason. But at the end of the day, I always said, she is important for Chanel. She's delivering the DNA of Coco Chanel. She knows what she's doing, and she knows how to dress women. And this is really important. And also, long story short, I said, it's the end of an era now that she's leaving. When Lagerfeld left Chanel and left this planet together with leaving Chanel, it wasn't really the end of an era, because Virginie was working with Karl for, over 30 years. So she kept that legacy going. Plus, she knows the Coco legacy, so she could combine both of their legacies, Coco's and Karl's, together and deliver something new out of it. So now that she is gone, now it is truly the end of an era. And that's really sad to me, And for all of those people on social media who have grown their social media accounts, I see you. most of you who have started in diapers, and then, during the lockdown and the pandemic, you made a name for yourself on TikTok and the likes of, which is just a travesty, really. I don't think TikTok should have the right to even talk about fashion at this point. And now these Oompa Loompas are moving over to, Instagram and YouTube, and they're kind of garnering the affection of the fashion world, because the fashion world is superficial, fickle, very fickle. If you gain a huge following on social media, the brands are going to suck your titty, and your boots and your booty for whatever attention you can give them, because they are attention whores as well. So it's kind of a very weird give and take relationship. And I'm talking about these people because, these kind of that they've sprouted like mushrooms in the past few years, because they're so fake. They're going to always give these like positive comments about the brands, because they're hoping that the brands are going to appreciate them and invite them to the shows and give them freebies, right? But now, and I've seen certain channels talking about Chanel not too critically, because they were in the hopes of being in the good graces of Chanel, maybe lucky and get invited to a show one day, or, invited to an event one day. But now that Virginie left, now that they have the approval of Chanel that Virginie is gone, and so now those same channels are so disgusting. Now they're showing their true face, right? Now they think, well, now Chanel doesn't want her there anymore, so now we can be bitches to her too. Disgusting. So quite a few of these Instagram accounts, TikTok accounts, YouTube accounts, I'm like, okay, you're DEAD to me, because that attitude doesn't fly with me. You have no integrity. You have shown no integrity. You've shown no respect. And also, quite frankly, absolutely no knowledge or of the heritage of this brand. Absolutely nothing. No knowledge or respect for it whatsoever. And so this is a problem, But we're going to talk about it in a video today, and I'm also going to kind of share with you all the new intel that I've gathered about Virginie's exit. Did she leave? Did they kick her out? What's the future for Chanel? Like, there's a lot that we need to talk about today, you guys. I mean, the news are moving very quick, very, very quick. 65 likes only. Am I doing that bad today, you guys? Let's get to 100. Cha. But the amount of this, thumb up the live stream, will ya? Jeez Louise, this is embarrassing. 65. We are flopping. So really, I wouldn't wish this on anybody. Imagine you leaving YouTube, and you had a huge following on YouTube, you had a lot of subscribers, and everybody was licking your boots, and then one day you leave YouTube for whatever reason, and then everybody turns against you, and instead of saying like, it was lovely, it was great having you as an entertainer all these years, now that you're gone, and now everybody throws like, buckets of shit at you. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. So some of these influencers, Instagrammers, TikTokers, maybe they should consider a little bit better how they are treating this lady, because what goes around comes around, and not just Wagaka, that's also being sued by Chanel, but what goes around comes around, what goes around comes around, and if you throw shade like that, you know that it's going to come to bite you in the butt. So, don't, Hi, Louie, member for 42 months, Tier 1, going to bed, see you later. Good night, sweetie. I hope you had fun at the John Waters movie presentation and interview, or Q&A. Heaven says, so true, I may not have influencer money, but I have the appreciation. Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you, Teresa. You love my hairstyle tonight. Thank you. David says, speaking of history, I just picked up the most beautiful Thames and Hudson book on Maison Gossens. Oh, that's a beautiful one. I know that book very well. It's a good one. So we are at 78 likes. It's like pulling teeth, you guys. Let's get to 100 likes. So anyway, I just feel like a lot of these influencers are whatever, the young generation, they have absolutely no respect. They're hungry for the fame. Some of them are, skinny bitches, looking for today's standards, I guess, sexy. We're probably all going to see them on OF a couple of years from now when they fail in every other endeavor. That's always how it ends with these people. But for now, they're ruling the world, and they're getting the invitations to all of these events, and they get a chance to represent so superficially the world of fashion. And this is, you guys, this is also one of the reasons why fashion is dead, and also why luxury is dead, because all the wrong people are given a pedestal on which to talk, and they're given a huge platform to share their opinion, and it really ultimately damages long-term fashion. It damages also our perception of what fashion is, what the history of fashion is, what good fashion is. Zeitgeist says, always remember that the crowd that applauds your coronation is the same crowd that will applaud your beheading. People like a show. You're quoting who exactly here? Because I think I remember this quote from somewhere. Tom says, it may also be that incendiary speech tends to gain more traction, so they may think bashing Virginie will generate more interaction. For sure, but it's also, of course, everybody... panem et circenses, and everybody loves a good beheading. But this is the thing. You just show how stupid you are if you enjoy this. This is not enjoyable in any way, shape, or form. And we're going to get to the details. Next man says, the sword they good night you with Jay-Z. Well, good old Jay-Z. Oh, Terry Pratchett. Sibylla says, they will be the generation that will deal the worst with age, time, patience, and frustration. I think they're in for a very, very brutal awakening once they get older, because, yeah, it's not working for me, I'm trying to figure out like how these people take. I don't get it. But to each their own. They will be the generation that will deal with the worst with age. Thumb up the live stream, and let's get to the first topic. I want to talk about. I feel what you are saying, Dacob. Yeah, and she did not do a bad job, by the way, at Chanel. All things considered. Really. Let's talk about Louis Vuitton suing somebody. Well, trying to. Well, threatening. We don't have any media. Oh, Terry, my love, thank you so much.
Teresa Maguire donated $75. Looking forward to a great show tonight. You are the best luxury YouTuber out there and a great friend. I appreciate everything
Terry, my
you
love.
do.
Thank you so much, sweetie. Thank you. I hope you're having a wonderful, well, not evening anymore. It's nighttime. Sorry for keeping you all awake so late. Or good morning to Europe. Hit it, Bubbles. This one's for Terry. Thank you, Terry, for keeping this channel afloat. Thank you so much. If you wish to tip your host, here's the link. So I think I flipped my shoes. Yeah. Sorry, I have little shoelets on. And they were kind of inverted, so I had to put them back. Hi, Divana Budget. Hello, handsome. Oh, thank you. Very kind. Thank you. Let's film this, y'all. Oh, wait, before... No, I don't have... Yeah, I do have... Hair might look good, but it's really annoying. Okay. Hi, everybody. Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. So Louis Vuitton is at it again, allegedly. a relatively big content creator on YouTube, heading towards the 1 million subscribers. Like, we're talking big content creator that deals with luxury in part, has come out to speak about what they are saying has been Louis Vuitton coming for them, trying to bully them, intimidate them to stop doing what they're doing, to control their every move. I mean, it's borderline stalkery scary, what we're about to talk about now, and very, very, very interesting. I haven't seen something like this before. So subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Push the join button next to the subscription button. Become a member today. Gain access to extra perks. You can also join me on Patreon, Super Dacob, all spelled together there as well for extra perks. This video is being filmed live in front of a live virtual audience. I live stream several times a week, so come join the fun, come join the chats. Y'all, everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion. Now, ya guys, 623,000 subscribers. The channel in question is called Quarter Leather, C-O-R-T-E-R, Quarter Leather. Going to post a link down below. Go subscribe to him. I mean, what can my few subbies do to help him reach 1 million? Well, we might be a tiny community, but we can move mountains nevertheless. Never underestimate the power of the fashion bunker. We'll go. So Mr. Quarter Leather, so what this gentleman does, he basically, repurposes bags, leather, luxury products. He buys, used, vintage, secondhand products and salvages whatever he can of the product and then repurposes it to give it new life, to create new objects. He works with leather. He can make wallets, bags, and stuff like that. So amongst the things that he repurposes are, you guessed it, Louis Vuitton canvases. So what he does is he would, go to secondhand, pre-loved websites and he would buy vintage canvas, Louis Vuitton bags, Louis Vuitton garment bags, Louis Vuitton accessories. He, in particular, likes the monogram canvas, also other canvases. But if he does find an authentic or what is deemed authentic Louis Vuitton product, he would buy it. If it's like kind of beat up and the leather is all, torn, whatever, he would cut out the piece of canvas that he can salvage to create a tiny wallet out of it or some other SLG. And then he would sell it on his website. Okay, now here's what happened. And you know what Louis Vuitton did allegedly also to Foxy LV, right? Over 100,000 followers on Instagram. She would always spill the tea about what's coming up, new releases from Louis Vuitton, stuff like that. Her channel got deleted. First time, managed to salvage it. Second time, apparently, it took. Instagram is apparently, Meta is apparently not giving it back to her. I'm not in the center. This is so weird. Even though the camera, whatever. So anyway, thumb up this video if you're enjoying it. Like I said, everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion. So Mr. Quarter, he one day, one of his videos does really very well, where he salvaged the canvas of one of the Louis Vuitton bags that he purchased. He authenticated it. He says the bag had an authenticity number in it, or it had one of those stamps in it. He says he salvages all of those details. Like, he says it's really important to keep the handles of the bag because the way the handles are constructed is also a giveaway. Like, it helps you authenticate a bag. He keeps the stamps of the bag and everything. So that one bag that he bought, he made, I can't remember, he said in his video, he made maybe 7 or 8 wallets out of that one bag canvas. And he made a video showcasing how he made the wallet out of the canvas. And that video did very well. It got like a ton of views. And that's when Louis Vuitton caught wind of him repurposing their canvas. Okay. So it gets really, really creepy. Like, this is very much like true crime podcast at this point. So grab a tea and let's get into this thriller. Silence of the Lambs is nothing compared to this. So he steps out of his home one day and he says he has a tiny house that he kind of partially built himself. He doesn't live in a big building. He doesn't live near a factory. He's telling all of this to us to explain to us, hey, I'm a small family-owned business. It's me and my wife. I think he said his wife, and that's it. We make 10 little wallets a week or whatever, you know. So he comes out of the house, somewhere rural area, not many cars around, a lot of green, and there's a car parked in front of his house, like an expensive-looking car, a black car, parked in front of his house. Tom says, you're kind of giving Jodie Foster's Clarice vibes with the Bob dig. Oh, yes, right? Except if I'm going to talk like Jodie Foster, I have to do the S instead of the S. Yes, sure. Foster, Jodie Foster. Clarice. Looking for Buffalo Bill. Anyway, so he sees this car parked in front of the house, right? So he's kind of going to run some errands. And a woman steps out of the car, walks towards him and says, like, are you Quarter Leather, whatever his name is, right? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, I'm serving you these papers. I'm from LVMH headquarters in New York for counterfeiting or battling counterfeiting or legal, whatever she said. And here are the papers. We have identified you as somebody who's using our name to sell counterfeit goods. And you have to sign this paper. It's a cease and desist. And you have to admit what you've been doing. And you have to sign this paper that you're never going to do it again or else. Dun, dun, dun. And he's like, okay, hold on a minute. So the license plate said New York. And New York is a kind of quite far away from where he was living. And he said, I hope the lady wasn't driving on her own all the way from New York just to deliver these papers to me, because that's one heck of a ride back home. He said, hold on a minute. Like, first of all, I don't run a scammy counterfeit operation. Like, you can see the house I live in. Like, it's a tiny little place. I'm here with my wafi, I don't. And second of all, these are not counterfeits. She's like, yes, they are. We bought one. He's like, oh, really? She's like, we have bought one of your wallets and we have passed it through our authentication and we have deemed it non-authentic. Now, he's like, I'm not signing any papers. The object that you purchased, what is it? Okay, they cleared it up. It is authentic. It is authentic. She's like, really? Okay, well then here's the contact number. Contact this person in New York. We have another department that specializes in this. You're going to have to talk to somebody else from our legal department, counterfeit department. And he's like, okay, thank you. I'm not signing anything now. He took the papers. He said he was very polite with her. He said, you got to stay polite in these cases. And he went back home. She went into the car and drove off. He said the funny thing is they wanted to scare him so bad, but they made it at the same time so difficult to find a telephone number to contact their offices somewhere else in America. I suppose it was New York at this point. I'm paraphrasing certain things here. So anyway, I'll post a link down below to his video so you can check it out. And he said, you know what? She didn't leave me a functioning number to reach out to this other person. And then he said he had to ultimately call Louis Vuitton boutiques to try to ask whoever was working there, like, hey, can you give me the number for counterfeit, this department, that department? And finally he gets the number, calls the right department. Some guy answers, and he says this was also very intimidating because as he is describing it, the guy's apparently been working like in some big place in America, government, CIA, anti-espionage, espionage. And then he got, headhunted or whatever, hired by Louis Vuitton, important, okay? You know what I mean? The G's, B's, We's, gummies. And he's like, okay, well, we've identified your wallet as the one that we purchased as non-authentic. Now, Carter tells us in his video, here it gets really juicy and here it gets really scary. He says, you guys, that wallet that this guy on the phone is telling me that they have identified as non-authentic, he's like, I know exactly which Louis Vuitton bag I purchased, pre-loved, with the authentication number. I kept the handles. He's like, I know what bag it is. It's an authentic bag, and I know that I made only 7 or 8 wallets. And I know exactly how many we sold. And I know exactly to who we sold them to. So, turns out that allegedly Louis Vuitton has fake accounts on Instagram. It gets even scarier. This guy says that that specific account that purchased his wallet and turned out to be Louis Vuitton purchasing his wallet, that account has hundreds of photos. It's not a private account. It has hundreds of photos, family photos. You know what I mean? Like, how do you get all those fake photos? It's like set up to be a real Instagram account. They purchased the wallet. And now the ex-CIA dude, allegedly ex-CIA dude, on the phone from Louis Vuitton is telling him that they purchased said wallet. They have dismembered it. And they have deemed it non-authentic. He's like, why would you deem it non-authentic? I have proof that it's authentic. I can send you all the rests of the bag with the handles, with the little stamp, date code, date stamp. He's like, I see. So you have that proof. Okay, but why we have deemed it non-authentic is because the canvas did not have, so the outer canvas, well, not on the beauty pouch, but here on this one. Here you can see it better because it's like on the Speedy. He's like, the canvas on the inside didn't have the other side, the textile lining, you know, the lining that's attached to the canvas. And the counterfeiter's like, yeah, it didn't have the textile side on the inside. It only had the outer side. That's how we knew. That's how we knew that it's not authentic. So Carter says, he says to him, hold on a minute. Of course, he says, of course it was attached in the beginning, but I detached it with it was like kind of like it was just glued together, right? I detached it with a hot air gun or whatever it's called. So with heat, I managed to separate the glue and I took it away. Why? Because I wanted to have a thinner material to work with, because then I glued the canvas onto my material, leather or whatever I wanted to be, to create my wallets. And it's super easy to detach your monogram canvas from the back of it just with heat. So you're not proving anything here by saying, oh, it didn't have the back side. So the guy on the phone was like, oh, okay. So then Carter is telling us in his video, he's like, can you imagine what sort of counterfeit group of people they have working for them if they don't even know that you can separate the canvas from whatever's in the back, whether it be the textile back, or in the case, for example, of beauty cases, you know, they also have this plastic kind of rubbery background. It all depends which product you purchase made out of canvas from Louis. They also have versions of canvas that's attached to leather, but I digress. So the guy's like, oh, right. Well, we still do not want you to sell our products, you know, like they're counterfeit. He's like, no, they're not counterfeit. These are authentic, used, vintage Louis Vuitton bags that somebody doesn't want anymore. They sell them, I buy them, and I salvage whatever material is still salvageable, and I repurpose them for the sake of recycling, sustainability. It's totally legit. Once you sell the product, it's no longer yours. The person who bought the product can do whatever they want with it. If I want to cut apart your bag, I can do so, and I can make tinier products out of it. And he said, furthermore, I am not selling these wallets as Louis Vuitton wallets. Each one of these little wallets that a Quarter makes, he puts in his logo. Inside of the wallet, when you open the wallet, it clearly has his stamp, his logo stitched onto the interior of the wallet. It's a repurposed material. So he says, I'm not selling these wallets as Louis Vuitton wallets. They're my wallets made out of leftover, used, bags that nobody wanted anymore. They sold them to me as pre-loved and used and vintage, and then I repurposed them. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not trying to fake that they are Louis Vuitton. They're made out of authentic Louis Vuitton materials, but the wallets bear my logo on the inside. The guy's like, yeah, we don't, want you to sell them. He's like, you can't stop me. I'm not doing anything illegal, he said. And thank you, Ceylon. He was upcycling the product. So the old canvases, the old Louis Vuitton bags that he would cut apart, right? And so he's making this video while explaining to us what happened while he is making a new wallet with a Louis Vuitton used canvas, which is so delicious to watch. And the guy's like, yeah, but we don't want you to, we want you to stop doing it. He's like, you can't stop a person from using a product that a used product that somebody's selling and then repurposing it for something else. And making fake Instagram accounts to control what people are doing, buying from them, spying on them, also is not a pretty picture, Louis Vuitton, not a pretty picture. He goes on further to say that he heard that that Louis Vuitton sends their workers incognito to the Goodwill or Salvation Army, wherever place that they can find Louis Vuitton products, and allegedly they buy up whatever they can find with a monogram canvas or anything with their logo on it. Can you imagine? So that people cannot find many of these Louis Vuitton products in these second-hand places, so that it doesn't tarnish and diminish the value and the look of the brand, of the LVMH Louis Vuitton brand. When he said that, I was like, the amount of control and obsessive compulsive behavior that this brand is showing, if these allegations are true, that is freaking scary. Now, you know that we've already had issues with, on Instagram, whoever uses hashtag Chanel and is not on the alleged green list, their account gets deleted after 3 strikes, so we all stopped writing Chanel on Instagram. Because I think Chanel is behind it, but allegedly only. So now Louis Vuitton is also behind shit like this, allegedly only. So what does that mean? That means that actually Meta and Mr. Zuckerberg are in on it. Blocking the Instagram accounts, that are posting their own, people taking pictures of their own products, of whatever they bought at Louis Vuitton or whatever they bought at Chanel, and posting it to Instagram, not to sell it, just to say, look how beautiful this bag from Chanel is that I just bought. Hashtag Chanel. Oh, hashtag Chanel? No. Picture taken down for counterfeit claim. Third party copyright claim. Now you know that when these luxury brands get so obsessive about controlling every step of the way, every image, you know that they're in trouble. They're not earning so much money as they used to, because when they start becoming so stick up a butt, you know that they're like angry that something is not going right in their direction. And I have a feeling this is yet another indicator of the end of luxury. You know, these brands are not doing so well like they're trying to portray it to us. And so they're trying to, they're trying to fix whatever they can to make it look like they're doing better than they are. And they're like, damn it, we're not selling our wallets enough anymore. So so whose fault is it? Oh, it's the fault of the little guy who's repurposing our old bags and making his wallets. Well, maybe Louis Vuitton, you should not ask yourself if the little guy is making you lose money. Maybe you should think about the fact that you're losing money because people don't want to buy your overpriced, not so good, allegedly not so good quality product. Maybe you should look more closer to home, LVMH, before pointing the finger at others. It's always somebody else's fault. It's never your own fault, is it, Mr. Bernard Arnault? Maybe you should look in the mirror, baby, and think about this. Maybe, just maybe, you've outpriced yourself. Maybe, just maybe, you were a little bit too greedy and you made your factories produce a little bit too much, more than they could handle. Maybe, just maybe, your company's cutting corners on quality control. I've heard stories about how you don't even have quality control anymore, allegedly. So maybe maybe that's the problem. Maybe hire better quality control people. Maybe produce a little bit less. Maybe put your prices a little bit down. There's no need to charge for plastic thousands of dollars. But you want to charge thousands of dollars for plastic. And then you're like, well, why aren't we earning more money? Oh, it's the fault of the little guy who's selling the repurposed canvas and made his own version of a wallet. Oh, it's his fault that we're not making billions anymore. You see what I mean? The distortion of reality here. It's insane. It's insane. So he said, it is legal what he's doing. He's not going to stop making his little wallets, repurposing canvas or whatever other materials he finds from authentic bags. And he's not going to stop. And he said he was waiting for them to send some sort of injunction, some sort of court letter, whatever. He's like, it never came. So they knew they didn't have a case against him. But they're watching. That's the creepy part. They're lurking in the dark. They're watching you, spying you. From some Instagram account you think is some just normal family with kids and a dog. And in reality, it could be a multi-billion-dollar company hiding behind that fake profile, spying on you to figure out what you got going down. And I'm like, so Mr. Zuckerberg at Meta, you are so fast to delete any Instagram account that dares use the hashtag Chanel, okay? Oh, that we're gone immediately because Chanel is your sponsor. So, of course, you know, what they tell you, you do. But then, when one of these corporations create a fake Instagram profile, you don't know that they created a fake Instagram. You have no clue. No, that Instagram profile, you don't take it down. You keep that fake Instagram profile on Instagram, Zuckerberg. You do that, Zuckerberg. Yeah, you do that. Yes. But the little man, no, you delete the little man's Instagram profile when a little man dares take a picture of something cute little that they managed to buy after saving up for months to buy a product, and they're so happy to share it with the rest of the world, take a photo of it. Heaven forbid you were to put that hashtag down there. No, account taken down. I see. That's how we're going to play it. That's the world we live in right now. Allegedly. Okay. Well, good to know. Good to know. Louis, this is not a pretty picture, especially when a content creator that has over 600,000 subscribers on YouTube exposes you like that in a video. The video is entitled, Louis Vuitton sent a private investigator to my house. Yeah, that's the title of the video. Louis Vuitton sent a private investigator to my house. I'll post the link down below. Quarter leather, 623,000 subscribers. Good luck, Louis Vuitton, and good luck, Bernard Arnault. I really, every week you're in the news, but not for the right reasons, my dear. Good luck to you. Let me know your thoughts and prayers down below. Subscribe and thumb up this video if you've enjoyed it. Never give up on love. Bye. Good morning, Debbie. Good to see you. Grace says the item isn't theirs anymore. It's recycling. Sultan Al Mansouri, LVMH in the US is insane. Why do those designer houses have the guts and power? I've noticed they pop a lot in us. Is it because the law? Well, the law is the law. There's ways of twisting the law, but you know, it's all about a good lawyer. Here, Tucker. Good morning, Hair Tucker. That's Debbie for you. Nader says the prices for men's LV bags from fall 2024 are insane. Pharrell needs to chill. Yes, Pharrell guts to go. Seriously. But it was an interesting topic, right? I thought this was a really good topic. You guys, what do you guys think? Was this a stupid topic? Did we do good to cover this topic? What am I seeing here? Ridiculous of Louis Vuitton, says Grace Chen. Anna Marie says they're mass producing. If they want exclusivity, maybe they should produce less. Chilla. Accent Chica says that's sad and pitiful. I've bought excellent upcycled hair items. The seller never claim they are the brand, just that the materials used are genuine brand materials. Yeah. That is so creepy, says Gloria. It's super creepy. Super creepy. Aisha says, interesting. I'm searching the interwebs for the old bag shopper. A job posting. Sounds fun. Says Pao. Aish says, interesting. Teresa McGuire says, great topic. Thank you, Terry. Jenny Young says, hello, Fashion Bunker. Hello, sweetie. Yes, that was a good stream. Spy sources and Ronnie. Oh, Emmy, thank you so much.
Emmy donated $20. Hello from Manila.
Hello to you, sweetie. Hold on a second. My bag is just flipping out here. Thank you, Emmy. Thank you so much, sweetie. Hit it bubbles for Emmy. Thank you. Thank you so much for supporting the Fashion Bunker. Diva on a Budget says, this topic was excellent in my personal opinion. Handsome. Thank you, Diva on a Budget. Very kind of you. Cecilia Brown, how's it going, sweetie? Great topic. Thank you. Unter Tours, great topic. Thank you for covering it. Oh, thank you, guys. Very kind. Hi, Shifa Bukhari. Great spy story, says Indrani. And Elise says, Josa. Larissa, good morning, Fashion Bunker. Dacob, love your new hair. Yesterday, I wanted to get a chop too, but I was too lazy to leave the house. I did not get a chop, darling. I'm just hiding the hair under my vest. So it's a fake chop. Cecilia says, I've seen some upcycling Hermes canvas pouches, wondering when Hermes will sue them. Who knows? Maybe they already are. That was very interesting, says Despina. Chilla, you would think brands would be happy the materials are upcycled for good use rather than entering landfills. Thanks for covering the topic. Thank you. Yeah, right? I agree with you. Plus, you know what we always say in the Fashion Bunker, somebody's trash is somebody else's treasure. Really. We got only 115 likes, y'all. Come on, let's thumb up the live stream. We can do better. And thumb up the live stream as we dive into Virginie Viard. As we dive into Virginie Viard, that sounded creepy. Oh, let me powder my nose. Oh, you posted a photo of your glasses on Discord? Okay, let me check. Oh, Brooke Garner says Louis Vuitton should buy the product and resell it themselves. Yeah, that's an idea. I mean, sooner or later, they're going to start doing that. Pumpkin Ziggy. I know this model very well. You got the black ones? They're beautiful. So back in 2022, that's when they first introduced these temples. I got these. They had a different front. But with these temples, the temples are really beautiful. They have a bunch of little tiny double C's, like placed into the acetate, into the quilting. Gorgeous. Beautiful sunglasses. Wonderful choice. Wonderful choice. Congratulations. Wishing you a lot of fun with your new sunnies. Melissa says, hi, Dacob. I'm cleaning my daughter's horse equipment while listening to you. Well, hello, Melly. How's it going, Melissa? Happy horse time. Your daughter's horse just entered the fashion bunker. Cecilia Brown says, I love upcycling. I upcycle some of my clothes as I don't like throwing things away. Good for you. Zach says, good morning, y'all. Back from the votes, the queue reminded me of the good old days of queuing in front of Chanel stores. Oh my God, the shade. Anyway, let's talk about Chanel. Hit it, Bubbles. Did a fight between Virginie Viard and Chanel cause her to exit, to leave, or to get fired from Chanel? Let's talk about it. There's a lot to cover, you guys. Just a couple of days ago, this past Wednesday, beginning of June, Chanel just dropped an announcement. Virginie Viard is leaving Chanel. We're done. No explanation given, nothing. Out of the blue. Out of the blue. And very, very strange because all of this comes... Well, when did it come? So Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. So 8, 7, 6, 5th, June 5th, 2024. Just 20 days before, more or less 20 days before their next haute couture, fall-winter haute couture collection. You see, something is wrong here. You don't let go of a designer right before a fashion show, right before haute couture, because they've obviously worked on the collection. You don't just work on a collection 1 week before the show. You work on a collection 1 to 2 years before the show, developing the theme, the topic, choosing the textiles. I mean, there's a lot to do. So obviously, she worked on that show. But we have a lot to talk about. A lot has transpired since Wednesday, and today is Saturday. And you know how the fashion world is. Things move very fast in the fashion world. And before you know it, you're either in or you're out. And before you know it, you're out before you even knew you were even in to begin with. What a mess. Let's talk about it. Subscribe to my channel first and foremost. Push the join button next to the subscription button. Become a member today. Gain access to extra perks. You can also join me on Patreon. Super Dacob all spelled together there as well for extra perks. This video is being filmed live in front of a live virtual audience. I live stream several times a week, so come join the fun. Come join the chats. Everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion. So... here are my thoughts. First of all, Karl Lagerfeld passed away February of 2019. Now, they announced it on February 19th, 2019. Very symbolic number to kind of pass. Or was it February? No, February 21st or 22nd of 2019. Like the numbers were all very Chanel. I know there was a number 19 in it, a number 20. A number 22 was in it, like it's all the numbers of Chanel. Anyway, right at that point, they announced that Virginie Viard was taking over his position they added another name. They're like, Virginie Viard is going to take over the artistic direction. And then they mentioned some other dude, Werner something, who's going to take over something else. But then they quickly redacted that text, took his name out of the text. Now, I have somewhere saved a screenshot of the first initial text where they mentioned a second name that they then took away later. So maybe he's going to take over now. Who knows? Another somebody stepping out from the shadows. But that's not the point right now. The point right now, and we're going to get to who is now in the running to take over Chanel. But we're going to get to that at the end of this video. For now, let me just tell you. So she's been working for Chanel for like 4 decades almost, or roundabout. And the laws in France are very strong. They're still, amongst all of the first world countries, France still has one of the best worker laws to protect the employees. That's just because, thank goodness for France for having such great people who stand up for their rights and they protest. They start a revolution once the government tries to take their money away from them. You can retire now, not at 60, but at 65. It's also good for you. When they start doing that and they start upping the age when you're allowed to retire and all that stuff, the French immediately go to the streets and they stop everything. They stop the world because they don't allow the government to mess with them. And the government is trying to mess with them. Terrible government they're having at the moment. But then again, we digress. So you can imagine she's been working for the brand for so long. Now, when you become an artistic director, there's several options that a brand has. I mean, they can give you a yearly contract, but usually it's a 5 to 10 year contract. Now, since she's been already working for Chanel for a long time under Karl, she probably has really good conditions with them. And also maybe they can be on a much more easy terms with each other. When she took over Chanel in 2019, Lina Nair was still not there. The Wertheimer brothers were still in charge. And, Bruno Pavlovsky was the Oompa Loompa of the situation, and he was there as well. But now the Wertheimers have stepped down, and Lina took over 2 years ago. That's when a lot of trouble started, when she took over, which is going to bring me to another point why I think there was some sort of issue going on between Virginie and Chanel. I think Lina has something to do with it. This is Virginie Viard, by the way. And Virginie, I'm protecting you here, girl. I'm the only person on Instagram, YouTube, social media at the moment who's fighting for you. All the other Oompa Loompas out there are shitting on you. They're saying, thank God you're gone, blah, 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 blah. I'm the only one who's saying I'm really sad that you're gone. And I believe that you should speak out about what happened and you should share your story. You probably have NDA signed and you're not the type of person who looks for scandals. But we'll get to that as well. Let's go back to the laws in France. So she either got a 5-year contract, a 10-year contract, or a 1-year contract to renew every year, or maybe to renew after the first year, and then after the first year, they might have given her a 5-year contract or whatever. Either way, since she became artistic director when the Wertheimers were still in charge, maybe they were just on a simple conversation basis, and she said, you know what, let me see if I can handle this. If I don't feel like I'm up for it, find somebody else. I can imagine some sort of conversation that went down like this, allegedly. And then they said, sure, let's see how it goes, how it works, because Karl wanted her to take over. That's why she was stepping on the runway with Karl the past few collections before Karl passed away, because he was introducing her to us to say, hey, she's going to follow my footsteps once I'm gone. But now, you see, she took over in February of 2019. Maybe they signed a contract a month or two earlier already when it was clear that Karl was going to soon pass. But I think the contracts were signed in February or January. So if she got a yearly contract renewal, then the contract would renew every February or January. So that means that her contract expired this year, February or January. If she got a 5-year contract, in February or January of 2019, that would mean that her 5-year contract expired this year in February or January, because 2024 is 5 years after 2019. And yet they are announcing that her departure from Chanel, they're not saying if they fired her, they're not saying if she quit, but they are announcing it in June. That is no month. Like, it makes no sense to me. That's not a month in which her contract expires. So what does this mean? This means that they're either firing her before her contract expired, or they're firing her a couple of months after they renewed her contract, or she quit the job before her contract expired, or she quit the job shortly after her contract was renewed. And if that's the case, and that seems to be the case because the dates don't make sense to me, if that's the case, then you know some shit went down between her and Chanel. You see, because it makes no sense. June is not the month, unless they didn't make a contract with her in June of 2018. Why would they do that? That would mean that one entire year, well, more than half a year before Carl passed away, she was already secretly the artistic director of Chanel, with the salary of an artistic director of Chanel since June 2018. But Carl was still alive, he was sick, but he was still working. Makes no sense. I don't think that they gave her the artistic director position already in June of 2018. Carl passed in February of 2019. So you see that her departure from Chanel in June of 2024 makes no sense. Some shit went down, according to me, allegedly. And I think it has to do with Lena Nair. And if you ask me, Lena is the... So, since Lena came to Chanel, I had my suspicions that Chanel is gearing up to sell the company because the Wertheimers moved away. They gave her the top position. The Wertheimers' children don't want to take over the company, allegedly. We've heard from interviews. She comes from Unilever. I call it Unilever. HR, please. Multi-billion company, blah, blah, blah. You know, she keeps saying she can bring home the bacon. She knows how to make the money. So vulgar every time she gives an interview. Really, that woman, I can't. Sultan Al-Mansouri says, I feel it will be taken over by the Chanel studio of designers for a few seasons till they appoint someone. Well, that's what I speculated in my last video. Nat says, right, that's when leather quality decreased. No, that's not true, Nat. Leather quality decreased way before Lena came to Chanel. That is not correct. Leather quality did not decrease 2 years ago. No. But anyway, it decreased early, allegedly, according to me at least. So anyway, okay, so Lena Nair takes over Chanel 2 years ago, and every now and then we see in the news reports saying, oh, this person left Chanel. This person who has been working for Chanel for 20, 30 years also left. This person who was working for Chanel for 20, 30 years also left. They retired. They're looking for different venues. Like, nobody said that they were fired. But I'm like, wait, so Lena takes over. I believe that the Wertheimer brothers, their children are not interested in the company. They now have stepped down from CEO position. They gave her the position. They're gearing to sell or to go public on the stock market. Every time Lena allows an interview, the interview seems to be scripted and super phony to me, and we've seen it. The Bloomberg interview with Francine, what a travesty, if you could even call that journalism, really. You can check out my review of said interview in another video of mine. Lena was asked, like, so are you gearing to sell? She's like, no, of course we're not gearing to sell. No, blah, blah. But the more these corporate heads tell you no, you know it's yes. They kept talking about Bruno Pavlovsky as well as Lina Nair, like, oh no, Virginie Viard is amazing. She's amazing. Our numbers are great. She's doing great. And the more they were saying how great she is, and the more I was thinking, corporate never praises you that much publicly unless they're ready to give you the chop. Mark my words. It's not in corporate's interest to praise you too much, because then you can ask for a raise next time you are renegotiating your contract. Corporate people are monsters. Okay, it's just about money. There's no humanity inside of them. There's not an ounce of humanity. They only see themselves, greed, and then the company. After themselves and their bonuses and how much bonus they're going to make, then they see the company. Okay. If they praise you publicly, how good you are, you know you're going to get fired. Because they don't praise you publicly. Because if they praise you publicly, you can use that against them when you're negotiating your contract next time. And you could say, look, you said publicly, I'm doing a great job. I've exceeded expectations. So give me a raise. They don't want to give you anything so that you can use it against them in order for them to have to give you a raise. You see what I'm saying? So if corporate, Bruno Pavlovsky, Lina Nair have been praising Virginie Viard, that's a bad sign, in my opinion. And the more that Lina Nair says they're not going to sell the company, the more I think they are. But ever since Lina took over, so many people that have been working for Chanel for so many years have left. People are speculating because of Lina. And I think Lina pushed some button, pushed it too far. And Virginie said, you know what, girl? Hasta luego, muchacha. Allegedly. But here's a little bit more intel that I've gathered these couple of days from the Business of Fashion. The Business of Fashion says they talked, allegedly, to the team working at the Chanel ateliers. Listen to this. Business of Fashion says that their intel at Chanel told them that the workers were not informed about Virginie leaving until Wednesday afternoon. We were informed Wednesday that she was leaving. Her team was allegedly also informed that day that Virginie was leaving. And then, also the intel says, she was given a short time to say goodbye, pack, and get the hell out of here. Allegedly. Let that sink in. A woman who has been working for you for, give or take, 4 decades, packs up and gots to go, has a short amount of time to say goodbye. And this is what the insiders are saying. This is what Business of Fashion is telling us that the insiders from Chanel have reported to them, allegedly. Anna Marie says sus. It's very sus. Nat says something abrupt must have happened. Robbie says not good. Abaika says that's suspicious. That's awful, says Pau. Heaven says she's French. Virginie said, girl, au revoir. À tout à l'heure. Now, Cecilia says something really drastic must have happened. Now, but then, listen to this. The Impression, which is a fashion website online, says they talked to Chanel directly. They claim that they were told that Chanel told them Virginie did not leave yet. She is preparing to leave. Chanel is trying to make it sound like Virginie did not leave abruptly, but is preparing to leave. The Purse blog, on the other hand, says that their intel says that Virginie left on Wednesday, leaving minimal time for a goodbye. And you know the Purse blog has the gossipy, juicy intel always. So who are we to believe? Who are we to trust here? You guys, something went down, in my opinion. But so many people are leaving that have been the backbone, structure, and DNA of Chanel for decades during the tenure of Karl Lagerfeld. Okay. And now they're all gone, chopped away one by one. And then Virginie, in silence, gone. And you don't even give a proper goodbye, a proper farewell. I think a lot will depend on my final verdict about the situation. A lot will depend on whether or not Virginie will show up at the end of the show, coming up, end of June, for the haute couture collection. The haute couture, fall-winter haute couture. Is she going to be at the show or not? Is she going to show up? Is she going to bow out at the end of the show or not? Because if they, look, guys, if they knew that Virginie Viard was leaving, like let's say they knew already when her contract allegedly expired, which I think was February or January of 2024, when her contract expired, maybe they told her, listen, Virginie, we're waiting. We have in mind maybe she said, I don't want to renew my contract. My 5 years are up. I'm done. This was a lot of work for me. In 5 years, I had to do 50 collections. Like, I'm ready to retire. I want to spend time with my family, with my son. If they told her, Virginie, okay, sure. Could you please do us a favor? Could you please stay for a couple months more? Just until we finalize whether or not the person that we want to take over at Chanel, like until that's finalized, like until that person gives us the okay, until the contracts are signed, like could you like kind of step in for a couple months more? And then like, let's say she said, yeah, sure, I can do that. I still believe they would have known by the time that they showcased the Marseille cruise collection. They would have known by then that she's leaving, and then that's her final collection. She would have had a proper goodbye at the end of that show. She could have bowed out at the end of that show. It could have been this is an official goodbye. This is officially Virginie's last runway. But they didn't. They said nothing. And this was just a couple of weeks ago. The Marseille cruise collection was just a couple of weeks ago. It was just business as usual. Business as usual. Collection was shown. She appeared at the end of the runway. Done. Now, just a couple of weeks later, it's like, she's gone. Really? Now, we also know that Virginie Viard she doesn't look for press. She doesn't look for the spotlight. She's very humble. She just does her work. She does her job. She does it very professionally. So she's not going to be the person who's going to step into the spotlight now and point fingers at Chanel and say, you did this wrong, you did that wrong. But if we are to read between the lines, she's not going to protest publicly. At least I don't think she will, although I wish she would. But I don't think she's going to protest publicly. But if we read between the lines, I think it's going to tell us everything we need to know if she bows out at the next show, the last fashion show, right? Is she going to show up at the end and bow out and say goodbye? Or is she going to ghost them and not appear on the last runway? If she doesn't appear on the next runway, then I will personally be fully convinced, personally only, that some shit went down between them, that there was some fighting going on, that there was some major ruckus going on, allegedly. If she does show up to bow out and say goodbye, well, then I'm going to think, okay, maybe it's not as bad as I think it is, you know. But to all those content creators out there who are throwing shade at Virginie Viard, all of you little vile parasites who are building up your little profiles about fashion on TikTok and the likes, don't even know how to spell the word fashion or the history of fashion, but you're acting like you own the place. For all of you who have never dared to say anything critical against Virginie or Chanel, in the hopes that Chanel is probably going to hold you in their good graces because you're a good little content creator that licks boots and sucks booty, yeah? For all of you, now that she's gone, you think that's a stamp of approval from Chanel to bash her? Oh, I see you. I see each and every one of you throwing shade at her now that she's gone. I find that disgusting of you and vile and really, really vile. You little rodent, parasitic rats. Your behavior is disgusting and it shows me everything I need to know about you. Like, oh, finally, she gone. Nah, 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 nah. You are vile. And there's only one place for people like you. And the dumpster is not low enough for you. I find that disgusting and vile. So show some respect. So show some dignity. I know you have none. Okay? But at least try to fake it. You've been faking it for years. Continue faking it. Now you're all hoping, oh, now that Virginie's gone, now we can also all throw shade at her. And, now Chanel is going to like us. Maybe we have a chance of, landing on their PR list now. Vile. I find that vile. But good to know. Good to know. Good to know that all of you are showing your true faces, It's a pity that a lot of your followers are dumb and they don't see what is actually going on. And so they applaud you for being assholes. It's disgusting, vile. But now a quick note to Virginie. Virginie, I know you are not in the spotlight and you do not look for scandal and you have been so dignified throughout all of these years. You have silently worked, delivered. You've done your job. You've dressed women. You've created comfortable clothes for women. You've done your job. So I don't think you're going to be the one who now, after all these years, is going to look for scandal. But I think you should step out from the shadows, and I think you should speak up. And I think you should say what's happening in order to also protect all the other women coming after you. Not after you in a negative way, but all the other women that will follow in your footsteps, for all the other women that want to start working in fashion, who want to build up a career. I will be supporting you. I might not have a huge platform, but trust you me, my following is the bomb diggity. We know, and we have integrity, and we got your back, girl. And also in the last live stream, when I was talking about the situation, Virginie, we were all saying, if you only decided to open up your own brand, we would all support you. I would be the first to go and buy from your brand because I love what you do. If you were to ever make anything that would fit me, I would definitely come to support you. If that's your intention to start your own brand, I would be there backing you up and supporting you. And if you were to need an outlet to talk, I wish you would go to a big news outlet to get a huge echo and voice for everybody to hear you. But you know how the news is. They love to contort stuff. Of course, you're always more than invited here in the Fashion Bunker, even though our reach does not equal the reach of other people. Doesn't matter. The love is real. The love is true. The respect is real. The integrity is real. We have substance and we have morals. And we also have dignified knowledge of history of fashion. And we know what you have done for the world of fashion. And we know what you have done to preserve the heritage and DNA of Coco Chanel. You deserve better. You deserve better. You deserve better. We have been thinking for a while that Chanel is going downhill. We have been thinking this for a while. If this is true, if it is true that Chanel is going downhill, then please Speak out, Virginie. Let us know. Now is the time. Now is really the time. It saddens me that you are leaving, that you are no longer with Chanel. Because, like I said before, when Carl passed away, that was not the end of an era, because you are clever enough, you've been working long enough with him to continue his legacy, and you know Chanel's DNA so well. You're the best to continue also Coco's legacy. So when Carl passed away, that was not the end of an era. That was the end of his era. But now that you're leaving Chanel, that's the end of an era for Chanel. Huge deal, and people are not realizing this yet. Mark my words, though. And now, as for the future of Chanel, I do believe that Hedi Slimane is in the running. There's been a lot of speculation about Jeremy Scott and John Galliano. John Galliano just yesterday deleted all of his Instagram posts. All of them. John Galliano has emptied his entire Instagram account. That usually happens when somebody is appointed with a new job and he's still, in his bio, it still says creative director of Maison Margiela. But he deleted all his posts. Everything. It's all gone. Look at this. John Galliano, 0 posts, baby. Sorry for my ratchet screen. 0 posts. Look at that. 0. He wiped it clean. That's indicative of something. On the other hand, Jeremy Scott, so on one of these Oompa Loompas that are throwing shade at Virginie, I've been watching the videos, I know who you are. So one of these Oompas made a video mocking Virginie and saying, who's going to come next? Maybe Hedi Slimane, maybe Jeremy Scott. Will Jeremy Scott be the next creative director at Chanel? And guess who left a comment under their video? Pablo Olea. Pablo Olea is literally Jeremy Scott's right hand. He's been with Jeremy for decades. I think they even dated at a certain time, allegedly. And he's been with him through the Adidas Originals for Jeremy Scott era. He's been with him through the Moschino era, Longchamp era, and through his own brand era. And he's still together with him. Now, Jeremy has been in LA just a couple of days ago to launch his Cyber X baby buggies and the Cadillac. I mean, Jeremy always does the same stuff. But anyway, and on the breaking news, Virginie Viard leaves Chanel. Who's coming next? He commented. And he commented this. Pablo Lea commented, 5 black hearts and at Jeremy Scott. Now, in my book, this means Jeremy did not get the job. Because Jeremy's team would be zipped and silent until the paperwork is signed. So I don't think that Pablo Lea would have written anything if Jeremy got the job. But I think Pablo, because he's also like a publicist, PR, he does everything for Jeremy. I think he's also stirring the pot because he thinks Chanel might be watching this Oompa Loompas channel. And so here's what I think is happening. Just like in the movies, when the news hits that there's a big movie that's going to get filmed in Hollywood, all of the actors, as Charlotte Tilbury would say, are thirsty babes. Thirsty babes. they all want the part. So they're all hoping that they're going to get the phone call to ask them to come in for a meeting. So what I think is happening right now is all of these people that have not gotten the call, they're thinking, as long as there is no official announcement from Chanel who will be the next artistic director, as long as that announcement isn't out, I am still hopeful that I might still be in the running to get that part. So what I believe is happening, a lot of these designers really want the job, and so they're playing these games just to raise awareness about them, to kind of keep in the running somehow. You know what I'm saying? So for me, for Galliano to delete all of his posts and photos doesn't mean that Chanel took him, but it definitely means he would like to be taken by Chanel. You know, he's playing that game. And I think Pablo Lea is also playing the game for Jeremy. He's kind of stirring the pot just to keep Jeremy relevant. I don't think that Jeremy Scott got the job at Chanel, although it would be fun to have him a couple of seasons, maybe 2 or 3 years. 1 year. Would be fun, but then it would get a little bit much if he kept doing the whimsy at Chanel, you know, every season. It would be a little bit much. But so this is kind of interesting. I'm noticing that these designers are playing these games, or their teams are playing the games now, trying to kind of make us believe that they're still in the running, to make them appear more important, in other words. It's all PR, you guys. It's all mirrors and smoke. And we still have Jacques Mousse, who is still in the running as well. Frontline and Senna. So I still believe it's going to be Heidi or Jacques. And if not, at this point, I'm only hopeful that they're going to take again somebody internal who has been working for Chanel internally for a longer time, and maybe create a team, like I've said in my past live stream, of people, 2 or 3 people to work together, like they have their Comete collective doing the makeup, and they've been doing a pretty decent job thus far with their makeup. The Comete collective, the ladies that are working together to create the beauty range of Chanel. If they created a Comete collective for fashion, that could be interesting as well. Support young designers. Stop playing the musical chairs of getting always the famous designers with huge egos taking over, lifting their leg like a dog to piss on the brand, to mark their territory and be disruptive and change everything. Chanel doesn't need a change. Chanel needs stability. Chanel is a conservative brand. Some people don't like to hear this, but that's the strength of Chanel, is a conservative heritage, repetition of very, very clear lines, structures, slight switching, changing them every season, but you maintain the stability. That's the power of Chanel. Not coming in and changing the logo, changing no, that's not Chanel. That's not Chanel. Chanel is stability. It's a conservative brand. The word conservative here does not apply to Democrats or Republicans. Forget about politics here. Conservative means, really in this case, from a fashion point of view, conservative. Very, very repetitive in its structure. Recalling always the base, what works, and you keep repeating it. It's the repetition that makes Chanel so special. Coco Chanel herself, when she was alive, that's how she did it, you guys. Coco Chanel kept repeating the same ensemble over and over again. She was obsessed with her own uniforms. And only because of the consequent and constant repetition of certain DNA lines, structure, of a design aesthetic language, that's why she became immortal. She kept at it. never stopped. That's how you keep a brand going. That's the secret of Chanel. That's what I mean when I say Chanel is a conservative brand. I don't mean that Chanel is just for very rich grandmas sitting on a chair in the little ensembles with the little purselets. No. I mean very clear, recognizable aesthetic, simple in its way, comfortable to wear. A few pieces every collection can be a little bit more out of the box for the runway, but most of the pieces, it's about luxury within comfort and materials. Putting it together to create something comfortable for the female body. Bottom line, that's what Chanel was all about. She was about revolutionizing fashion in the way of dressing women so that they can adapt to the times they're living in the most comfortable possible way that technology and design can deliver in any given time. As the evolution of technology progresses, so does the style of Chanel, but just in terms of we are adapting the comfort of our luxurious clothes to the needs of the ladies of today. That is the visionary, revolutionary aspect of Chanel while maintaining the conservative aspect of preservation of very clear design aesthetic of Coco Chanel. The DNA is preserved, that's the conservative side, while we adapt it to the technological advancements of fashion and the needs of comfort of women today within the luxury field. Very clear. You respect that, and you are on the right way to preserve the heritage of Chanel. And quite frankly, I don't see any designers out there capable of doing that. Virginie was capable of doing that. A lot of you out there did not like that. That's on you. That's on you. But she preserved that as she knew the key. She held the key to preserving the heritage of Chanel. And I respect her for it, and I'm sad that she's gone because of it. You know. I just got more intel, you guys, via email. OMG, you guys, we just got an email in. Hold on a minute. Oh my gosh, wait. What? Holy moly. A town hall meeting planned for Wednesday, June 5th, or upcoming Wednesday, was canceled and not rescheduled. No information to the staff was given, and they all think it must have been Virginie's decision to leave, or a conflict must have been the reason, because otherwise they would have had provided an answer beforehand, allegedly. Thank you. You know who you are. Thank you for sending me this. This is insane. But the town hall meeting was with Chanel employees? The town hall meeting... Oh, it was an internal Chanel meeting. Was canceled on Wednesday, not rescheduled. No information to the staff was given, and they all think it must have been Virginie's decision to leave. Or a conflict must have been the reason, because otherwise they would have had provided an answer before. An answer to what question, though? There's no question. They would have provided what was the question, though? I don't understand this text fully. Because otherwise they would have had provided an answer beforehand. This is not formulated correctly. I'm missing the gist of what answer to what? Why they canceled? Oh, nobody was given an answer to why they canceled the meeting and why they will not reschedule the meeting. I see. Allegedly, of course. Well, thank you for sending me the intel. You guys, I mean, something really big went really wrong, in my opinion. Because this is not a normal way of announcing somebody's departure after they've been there for 3-4 decades. This is not a normal way of letting somebody go in June. It's not the time where the contract expires. Like this, none of this makes sense. It only starts making sense if we hypothesize a fight, a dispute, something really, really bad happening there. And I have the feeling Virginie was just like, you know what, guys? We're done. Thank you. Thank you. We're done. Debbie says, I believe Virginie walked away. Mahora says, it seems like it was an abrupt decision. Brenda's like, oh my God, I want to know so badly. Oh, to be a fly on that wall when that conversation between them happened. Oof. Katie says, she just up and left. Maybe they told her they wanted a team and she was offended. She's not the... No, Katie, no. I really don't think that Virginie is the type to have that ego issue. I really don't think she's the type. I don't think so. And again, that's something a man would have done. That's a typical behavioral pattern of a man having an ego. The man would have said, me. Woman is more flexible usually, and more prone. Don't forget, Virginie is a mother. She had kids. It changes a person. If you never have children, you have a different attitude towards it. But if you have kids, you're way more prone to sacrifices. You're way more prone to compromise. You guys, don't make the mistake to treat Virginie and her character as if she were some asshole, egotistical man. She's not. Cecilia says she had probably enough of Lena bossing her around. I mean, Lena Nair for me is the sour grape in this story. I think Lena is the one to be very careful of. I think the brand is really, really suffering due to Lena's presence there. Just my opinion and just alleged, of course. Yeah. Angela says, a sour grape indeed. Aisha says, but Lena knows how to bring home the bacon. Yeehaw! Oh my God. That woman, there's nothing elegant about her. How she talks about Chanel and the brand and luxury. It's like a truck driver, like rolled in as like, I'm going to show you how it's done. I'm like, lady, nobody wants you to prove yourself. Nobody cares about you wanting to show us how it's done. Nobody. Okay, have some poise, have some dignity, have some grace, and keep it rolling how it was. It worked very well. The brand worked very well before you came to the brand. So try to maintain it instead of stomping over everybody to prove that you're better. Girl, that ego of yours, the aura, it's a bit much, girl. Let's open the windows, get some fresh air, allegedly. Thank you so much for letting me. All the best to you, Lena, and all the best to Chanel, but all the best, the bestest best to Virginie Viard. Thank you, Virginie. I have purchased more of your clothes from Chanel than I have Carl's from Chanel for me. So Virginie, that should tell you a lot. I have purchased more of Virginie's clothes for me than Carl's clothes for myself from Chanel. That tells you all you need to know. Thank you, Virginie. Let us know, Virginie, if you need a platform to speak, I'm here. Until next time, thumb up the video, subscribe, and never give up on love, you guys. Bye. Despina, I agree with you. I think this was an ethical moment, and I think Virginie had an ethical moment. I think it was an ethical moment. Yes, Cecilia, Virginie's clothes were closer to classic Coco than Carl's. Yes, I agree. Aisha says this was excellent. Thank you, Dacob. Thank you, Aisha. And I'm telling you guys, I'm repeating myself, I know, but if Virginie were a man that had left Chanel, no matter how good or bad their designs were in the past seasons, all of these Oompa Loompas on social media would not be so mean to the man leaving. They are so mean because she's a woman. And that has to stop. I thought we've already learned our lesson when we tried to throw Coco under the bus. Throwing the shade, allegedly working for the Germans during... First of all debunked. Check out my video on the 5 books to read on Coco Chanel so you can also get an education and find out the truth, the facts, the court documents, the documents from the resistance in France, as well as secret documents from England that have been released in 2014/2016 after a Sleeping with the Enemy book was published, because that book was published in 2011, I believe for a reason, because the author of the book, Hal Vaughan, didn't want to wait until all the documents were unsealed so that they can use whatever documents were available back then to prove their point, which was a wrong point, because they did not want to wait a few more years until all the documents were made public, because they knew that once all the documents went public, they would not have any more the story that they could sell to earn millions on off of the back of an innocent woman. But throw a woman under the bus. Who cares? She was an orphan. She has no pedigree. She has no pedigree. She comes from nothing. Who does she think she is? They did not treat Hugo Boss that way, did they? They did not treat Mr. Cartier that way, even though he sold all his jewelry to all the enemy people occupying France during the era, right? While Coco Chanel stopped making clothes altogether because she didn't want to dress those assholes. But no, let's protect the men. Let's throw the woman under the bus. Yeah, sure, great job. Let's do that. Yeah. Really, it's so sad that we never change. We never change. We never change. Women are always treated subpar. Always. When it's time to negotiate a salary, when it's time to negotiate credits, when it's time to negotiate a position, the women are always... And then we are surprised when a monster like Lena makes it to the top of... Why? Because our society created that monster. She probably had to prove herself every step of the way and made her become so cramped in her attitude that now she just like a bulldozer steps over everybody because she has that indoctrinated fear, I'm a woman. And in fact, read between the lines, every single interview Lena Nair, allegedly, every single interview that Lena Nair gives, she always finds the moment at the beginning of every interview to say, I always have to prove myself as a woman. I'm the first one who has found herself in a room full of men, CEO, and I was the only woman. I was the first woman, and I was also the first Indian woman, and I was the first woman, and I had to prove myself, and I have to prove myself, and I'm going to prove myself again. She's the first one to keep saying this. So you can imagine what's going on in her head. How she's wired to just shoot everything out of her. My sales associate was in France the week before. For a training. So this is the intel. Sorry, guys. I'm just reading, but I'm not telling you that I'm reading. Right now, I got another message here. More intel from our source. Are we going to film this or not? No. So more intel from our source. I just got a message popping in. So their sales associate was in France the week before it was announced that Virginie departed Chanel for a training on sunglasses. And they emphasized there how they work closely together with Virginie. They mentioned upcoming collections, etc. So they had no clue. So basically, what my source is saying here, they also had no clue. I'm telling you guys, something is wrong. Something is wrong. Thank you for letting me know. You know who you are. Not going to reveal my sources. Rosanna Navarro says, just wondering if this is the fate of strong women of Chanel. Well, the problem, Rosanna, is that the men are ruling Chanel. Men own Chanel. Two brothers own Chanel. Bruno Pavlovsky has been insipidly present for decades also at Chanel. And I think he has power still at Chanel because he was named just like a year ago or half a year ago, or when was it? A year ago or 1.5 years ago? He was named the president of the Chambre de la Haute Couture. He's now the president of the Chamber of Haute Couture in France. They are on rotation. Always another Oompa Loompa gets the job. But he has that power. Lena can't FUCK with that for now. So he has leverage, I do believe. He has some form of leverage there. But Virginie, I'm on your side here. Ain't nothing they can say that's going to make me believe that this was a totally normal, problemless departure, easy breezy. No. Their PR team can sit and brain jerk this one to the high heavens as long as they won't. I'm not going to believe a word they say. Okay, so let's hypothesize, you guys. What if Virginie Viard was mad and left? Not really wanting to leave. It seems strange for her to just jump the ship. Doesn't that seem strange to you guys? Maybe Chanel didn't want her to leave, but she left, just jumped the ship. So maybe she was mad and she left, but Chanel didn't want her to leave. So now to stab her in the back, Chanel announces she left so she could never return. Just speculating here. Allegedly. Imagine this scenario. This could be one of the ways it went down. My theory, Gloria says, my theory, piggybacking on your theory, Dacob, is that if they are going to sell and go public, then it makes sense to bring in a big human resources person like Lena to get the company ready. Yeah, it totally makes sense. It totally makes sense. The second they hired her, I was like, oh, okay, they want to sell. Melissa says, wow, Lena, all the talk about women's lead while in the headquarters, a storm was brewing. Right, Melly? Gloria says, and these movements of employees that have been with the company and Virginie's exits make sense. It's a precise cut they are making internally. It seems very precise to me, very calculated, very cold-hearted, very scientific almost, very mathematical. Jacqueline McKinney says, thank you, Dacob, for being pro-female in the workplace. If the person is deserving, of course. There are also some A-holes, too, both male and female, that make it hard for people no matter what. Yes, for sure. Completely agree with you. Zaika says, serious question. Is Chanel going public a good or bad thing? You know, this is a really good question. Okay, so here's the deal. So to answer your question, we have to go a little bit back. We have to ask ourselves, how was Chanel doing prior to Lena? Chanel was doing great. Chanel was one of the rare big brands that had the privilege of earning a lot of money and had the privilege of being independent. In other words, privately owned company. So they do not have to answer to any shareholders, stockholders. They had all the freedom in the world to be creative, to experiment, because, you know, if one collection doesn't sell as well, who cares? We'll make up for it the next collection, but there's not going to be any shareholders knocking at our door saying, one collection didn't sell very well, so we're going to sell all our stock and the stocks are going to plummet, the value of your company is going to plummet. You have that freedom to develop, to evolve, to create. So it's a beautiful thing to be independent. It's a beautiful thing to be a privately owned company. The problem is, to be a privately owned company and to be successful, you need a vision. You need daring. You need a daring vision, and you also need to love what you do. I've heard my sales associate talk about this. You know, while Karl Lagerfeld was alive, they always told me, you know, the clothes are extra exceptional because all of the people working for Chanel, they looked up to Karl Lagerfeld as if he were a father figure, a leader. They wanted to do good to impress him. Everybody was proud of their work. Everybody wanted to do exceptionally well because they were proud of the brand. Since Lena stepped in, the workers don't seem to be proud anymore. And they don't seem to be happy anymore, allegedly, right? So the seams are not aligned when the jackets are sewn. So you see, and then maybe internally Chanel decides the management decides we want to make even more money, even more profit. So let's buy the cheaper silk. Let's cut corners here with the quality control. Let's produce quicker this instead of doing that. And there's no leader like Karl with strength of character. Because trust you me, I don't think Karl would have allowed Lena Nair to start working at Chanel. And she wouldn't have dared. Why? She wouldn't have dared to mess with him. Why would she not dare to mess with him? Because Karl Lagerfeld had a platform. He was very vocal. He would speak up. Virginie is shy. Virginie doesn't go to the press to talk about everything. Virginie keeps it very close to home. So it's easy to bully her. Because you think, well, no matter what I do to her, there's not going to be any repercussions because she's going to take it passively. That's what I think went down. And I got to repeat myself 1 billion times. You know, guys, my apologies, but that's what we got to do. If Lena Nair started messing with Karl, Karl would have gone to the press. Karl would have spoken out. Okay. but not Virginie. And I think Lena is the type who pushes, and then if she sees that pushing worked, she's going to push more and more and more and more until you're gone. My opinion only. So there's nobody to stop her. You see? And the Wertheimers don't care anymore. They kind of semi-retired. And now you have Lena Nair ruling over Chanel, and she has nothing to do with fashion. She doesn't come from fashion, you guys. She doesn't even come from fashion, let alone from luxury. How is she supposed to know about the heritage of Chanel, about preserving this beautiful brand, about preserving the history and the love for making these pieces? If you don't have a good person to guide your team is going to fall apart. It's that easy. It's literally that easy, you guys. So, Zeitgeist, to answer your question, had the Chanel company as a private company, had it maintained its dignity, its quality, its leadership, its dedication to smaller production but high-end quality, then I would tell you, yes, it's better that the brand stays private, that it does not go public. But the way that they are behaving with this brand, only talking about profits all the time, they're already talking about Chanel as if it were public. So de facto, we are faced with a situation right now where Chanel is not behaving anymore like a privately owned brand. It's behaving like a publicly owned brand. It's signaling to us, all of their CEOs and managers with every interview, they keep signaling to us, money, 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 money. Karl Lagerfeld would not have been caught dead talking about money. He knew what he was doing. Every interview he would give, when they talk about Chanel's price when he was alive, and do you guys remember when he was alive, all the interviews he would give, they ask him, oh, it's so beautiful, these evening clothes. Tell us about your latest collection. Right after the show, he would come out to talk to the press, which Virginie never did. He was a character. It was all about spotlights on him. He would always say, I'm not interested in the prices. I don't care. I don't make decisions about the prices. I care about the quality, design. He's like, this is, he would always talk, you know how he is, talks like that, right? And so he's like, these are expensive dresses for a certain type of person. But for me, it's important that, that they look, that they fit the topic, the theme, the quality. He's talking as a rich person coming from a family, luxury. He says, I don't care about the price. He made it always very clear he did not care about the money. You cannot talk money when you're talking luxury. And he was right. This, don't get me wrong here, this doesn't mean, you got to be that rich that, if you need to know how much it costs, you can't afford it. No, that's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying here is he kept repeating, luxury is not about price tags. It's a feeling. It's a mood. It's a desire. The second you start reducing this company to price tags, it's no longer luxury. It becomes a commodity. Vulgar. So what he kept doing all those years while he was at Chanel, he kept pushing forth this concept of what luxury is to him. Now that he's gone, Lena takes over and she starts pushing the concept of money, which is the opposite of what Karl was doing. All she keeps saying is money, money, money. I'm bringing home the bacon. I'm making money. I'm making money for the brand. I can manage 100,000 workers at Unilever. I can manage this company too. Easy. And I'm going to prove myself in a room full of men. I'm going to show them that I can make even more money. And look at the profits we've been making. Look at the percentage growth we've been making. I'm like, girl, We are not your shareholders. You don't have to prove to us that you have 16% growth. This is not a publicly owned company. Why are you talking to us as if you are a publicly owned company? You are a privately owned company. I don't give two rats' asses about your earnings. I care about Chanel as a dream that makes me dream. Okay, it's my personal Disneyland. I care about quality. Don't you worry. I will find a way to pay the extra price for the expensive jacket or bag. If I really like it, I will find a way to pay for it. I always have. So don't you talk to me about money. All you need to talk to me about is how much you are dedicated to the quality of that brand, how much you are ready to sacrifice to deliver quality at any cost at that brand, and how much you are also ready to reduce production numbers in order to deliver said quality, to deliver the dream, to deliver the vision. That's all I need Chanel to tell me. I don't need Chanel to talk to me about money. Because that, my dear Lena, Nair, nobody taught you, but I'm a teach you that. Yeah, a man. Oh, I know. You must be pissing yourself now from frustration. The second you start talking money like that, it's no longer luxury. It's vulgarity, my dear. Coco Chanel could have taught you that as well. Opposite of luxury is not poverty. Opposite of luxury is vulgarity. And you, Lena, my dear, they could put your name in the dictionary next to vulgarity. Allegedly, this is just my opinion. Thank you. So many people on social media have missed the mark on this. These Oompa Loompas who have 100,000 followers on TikTok throwing shade at Virginie Viard now that she's gone, saying, finally, she has left, oh la la. Seriously? You have no clue what you're talking about, little child. Go get an education. Go get an education, and then we can talk. Seriously, like so many people missed the mark by a light year. So many people missed the mark by a light year when it comes to Virginie Viard at Chanel. Ayana Clar, Miss Personality, Brenda Romero, Jeno, Marcel Stocks, Melissa, Zeitgeist, Blue Egyptian Lotus, Kari, Music Girl 07, hi Dacob, glad to catch the live waiting at the airport to go to Vegas. I have a safe flight, darling. Have a safe flight to Vegas, baby. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Rosanna says, love what you said, Dacob. Thank you, guys. No, because I speak from the heart. I know a lot of you think, oh, what I'm so bizarre. Why am I like, I hate Chanel. I love Chanel. What's up? No, I love Chanel. But you see, I speak from the heart. I want this brand to do well. These people that are guiding Chanel right now, they're guiding Chanel into disaster. So also the PurseForum, I'm so glad that they're realizing that I'm not the bad guy here. I'm not the bad guy that just wants to shit on Chanel. I want to see Chanel do good. Because when they do good, they do better. But lately, they have been a disappointment. And I'm glad that the PurseForum has finally realized and acknowledged what I'm all about. And they're not calling me out for being, ludicrous. I'm starting to make sense to people. People are starting to realize the bigger picture. Thank goodness for that. People are waking up. Thank goodness for that. Lana Marie says, you're on fire today. I'm living ferret. Yeah, I'm very passionate about this. Happy to hear PurseForum is recognizing you, Super D. Oh, Blue Egyptian Lotus. Yeah, no, they can be very harsh to me, but lately they've been kind. So it's much appreciated. So thank you, PurseForum. Angela says, what do you think about the bag charm trend? I don't think about it at all. I don't like it. Taya Brown says, hi, Dacob, your passion and knowledge is unmatched. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Thank you kindly for being so kind in the chats. And thank you for joining the chats, Taya. Diabolical says, fantastic commentary. Seriously, you should critique things if you love them so that you can see it thrive. Totally agreed. Don't want Chanel to fail. Just want them to be better. Yeah, so better. Virginie doesn't have to go. Lena gots to go, in my opinion. Okay, period. Just my opinion only. Seriously. And Bruno Pavlovsky also. Honey, boo-boo cha. Bruno, maybe it's time for you to go, together with Lena. Why don't both of you go and have a little satin together? You know, I know you're all married. Whatever. It's fashion, darling. Nobody's faithful in fashion. Nobody's jealous in fashion. Oh, Bruno, darling. You know, you and Lena should start a little something together, you know. Be happy together, you two, and leave Chanel alone. Please, huh? Come on. It's like two mosquitoes. Constantly, you hear them buzzing around you, both of them. Bruno and Lena, I'm like, both of them, get out of here. Oh, and I forgot to say one more thing about the Louis Vuitton story. The guy on the phone, wait, should we film this? The guy on the phone that told him, like, you're going to be banned from Louis Vuitton. And then, I'll just say it. I don't know if we know. So anyway, Louis Vuitton, so on the phone they told him, you know, don't sell our stuff. Like, and he said, you can't stop me. And they're like, we're going to block you. We're going to blacklist you from Louis Vuitton shops, so nobody's ever going to be allowed to sell you anything. He's like, I'm not buying new stuff from Louis Vuitton. I buy used, pre-loved. I'm sustainable. Why would I buy a new bag to cut it up? I would never buy a new bag to cut it up. Is that what you think I'm doing? Is that what your company would do? He was so on fire in that video. Coco Convert have just become tier 2 member. We need a bacon emoji. Thank you, Coco Convert, for becoming a tier 2 member. Wait, why didn't it pop up? Maybe it's going to pop up later. When somebody becomes a member, it pops up. Oh, it did pop up. Oh, I'm so sorry, Coco Convert. It did pop up. I ignored it. I didn't see it pop up. Coco Convert, thank you for becoming a tier 2 member. So, now I want to talk to you about something a little bit more lighthearted, because I see there's a certain type of viewer that likes to watch my channel. So I'm going to talk to you about this airline company, a luxury airline company. Are we lagging? Are we losing? No. Thumb up the live stream while you're at it, you guys. Thumb up the live stream. I'm going to talk to you about a luxury airplane company, airline, that's being sued. Can you believe? Are we filming this? No, we're not. No. Luxury airline company being sued for all the people with using dogs in their emojis. This airline company is called Bark Air. Yes, it is apparently the first. Oh, thank you, Dacob, says Despina, tier 2 member since 25 months. Thank you, Despina, my love. Very kind of you. And if you wish to tip your host, guys, and all the work and knowledge and research that we deliver, here's the link to do so. Thank you. And thumb up the live stream while you're at it. So they're the first airline company for dogs. A luxury airline company for dogs that, so cute. Isn't this adorable? Betty White would have been the spokesperson, I believe, if she were still with us. So Bark Air, B-A-R-K Air, started operating just a short while ago, and all the little doggies get to fly. So basically, it's an airline company that says we prioritize dogs, and then the owners, meaning this airplane is made to make it comfortable for dogs to travel first. So cute. Bark Air, dogs fly first and humans fly second. So the doggies have a comfortable flight. and are treated special, doggy snacks and doggy treats while they're flying, and makes it super comfortable for them so that they're not stressed while they're flying. And but the company's being sued because the airport from Despina says, I love that. Yeah, I know there's a lot of dog owners in the chat, so I thought you're going to love this segment. So I thought let's make this segment for all our dog lovers out there. Look how cute the little ticket, the airline ticket, first class doggy ticket. The dog's like, yes, Quinn. Yes. And look this is the food the doggies get treated like royalty, baby. So the airport from which they fly, somewhere in the States, is suing the company because private airplanes, private jets are apparently not allowed to have more than 9 seats or something. But then this company has like 16 seats or 14 seats. So they're suing them because they have too many seats. It's just stupid reason to sue. This is not a normal airline. You know what I mean? So they're being sued because of the too many seats they have in a private jet. Okay, that's why they're being sued. But very expensive to fly. It's around $6,000 per flight. My dog Cheeto entered the chat, says Melissa. There you go. You see, the dogs know. The dogs know. So here's what we'll go. We'll go with 3 dogs. I might be outpriced, says Yana. Yeah, it's a bit expensive, but it is an interesting way to travel. Like, let's say you have to travel transcontinental. It's really hard with a dog. I mean, what are you going to do? Either the dog might get really stressed. Some dog people don't want to put their dogs under the airplane in a cage in the cold in the airplane belly. It's really traumatic for some dogs. Some dogs are easier to travel with than bigger dogs, but if you have a bigger dog, it can be very traumatic for your dog to have to travel underneath the airplane in a cage for many hours, transcontinental flights. It's scary for any animal. So most of the time, people who are moving continents, they have to move from one for job or whatever, and they have a dog or any animal. It's really hard for them because they're like, well, no air company allows me to have a dog next to me. Little dog, maybe if you get a certificate that the dog is a service animal. But if you don't get that certificate from a psychologist or psychiatrist, they're not going to let you take that animal on board with you. You're going to have to go under the plane. The animal is going to have to go under the plane. So I've seen cases where people literally rent an entire private jet for themselves and pay $50,000, $60,000 just to fly from Europe to America if they want to take their dog with them. I think this is a great thing that Bark Air started this company, this airline where the dogs, so cute, where the dogs can fly with their owners, or the humans can fly with their owners, because who's the owner here? You know what I mean? It's a partnership, in my opinion. I think owner is the wrong word. But so you know what I'm saying? $6,000 is a lot, but it's less than $40,000, right? So to fly together with a dog like this, it wasn't offered before. Now you can do it even with a bigger dog. So I think this is a great thing. I just wish it were a little bit cheaper. Family, companion, yeah, that's better. Yeah, exactly. Melissa says, yeah, my dog would die in fear if it were put under the plane alone. Yeah, he suffers separation anxiety for his upbringing. I would never put him in a cage under the plane. Exactly. So this is a great alternative for people. Yes, it's expensive, but it's for now the only alternative you have. Unless you don't want to take a transcontinental Atlantic cruiser ship and then you have a 1 to 2 week time. You need like 10 days to travel. That's also expensive and it takes a long time. Not everybody has that time to travel, from Europe to America or whatever. So to fly Bark Air is a great alternative. I'm not sponsored by Bark Air, just FYI. I just found this tidbit of news and I found it really interesting. And I know that a lot of my viewers love dogs and have dogs. So I thought, let's share this information. Luxury air for dogs. I think it's a great idea if you can afford it. But if more airlines start doing this, maybe it becomes more affordable then, as well. That's a great idea, says Indrani, right? I mean, even though it is, what are you going to do? Yes, it's a waste of gas and polluting the environment and blah, blah, blah. I'm so annoyed by this hair. Let's take it out now. There you go. Surprise, surprise! Didn't cut my hair after all. But the airports want, you see how sick this is? Well, I think it's the law, right? It's the regulation of the law. Something. The airports are suing because the airports want these private jets to have less seats. So it's the airports that are messing things up here, right? The airports want this airplane as a private jet to have less seats. So it's less environmentally friendly then. I think the airports should be sued maybe in this case. But if you have a dog, this is a great idea in my opinion. And I think it's great to also, have a nice time with your pet, and so that they're less traumatized when they're traveling with you, so that it's a little bit easier on them. So I think this is, in extreme cases, only if you really have to move continents for whatever reason, then this is what I think is good. It's good to have an airplane that allows you to take your dog on board. Right? I think it's okay. Should the need arise, if you really need to. Otherwise, I would prefer not to move an animal too far away from its habitat to begin with, because obviously that's also traumatic for them. So the less trauma they have, the better. Hi, Polly, yes. Hi, Dacob, you lovely creature. Hey, Polly, how's it going, sweetie? So, let me just check. Grace Chen says, my pup had to fly in cargo. So when she came to live with us, she didn't like to be confined, i.e. doesn't like car rides. So I had to slowly retrain her to be okay in a car. Yeah, you see the trauma. It's the trauma. Hi, Vel. How's it going, sweetie? Okay, we didn't get any new intel. Paulia says, well, if Taylor Swift can have a plane for her clothes, why not dogs and cats? Well, there's a lot of things that Taylor Swift does that she shouldn't do. I don't think we should take Taylor Swift as an example of somebody to emulate or imitate when it comes to sustainability and climate preservation. I don't think she's a good example of anything, really. So, yeah. Saying if she can, why can't we? I don't think that's the right way to go. I think she shouldn't. Period. You see what I'm saying here? We are planning a move to Europe. Cargo is not an option for baby. The luxury bucket list. Well, then look, listen. I mean, if you have the money, let me read to you. The company. The company currently flies between Los Angeles, New York, and London, England, but is considering adding more cities to its roster. The airline reportedly has its eyes on Paris, Milan, Chicago, Seattle, Florida, and Arizona. So if you're planning to move to Europe, you could be flying from, in the near future, if they expand, you could be flying from Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, Seattle, Florida, or Arizona to either Paris, Milan, or London. And then, like, let's say you fly whatever's closer to whatever country you want to live in. Let's say you fly to Milan. You've made it to the new continent, right? So from America to Europe. And then from Milan, you can either take a car, you can rent a car. If you're going to move to Spain, you can rent a car to drive with your dog from Milan to Spain. So that's less stressful. Or you can take a train. Within Europe, you can take a train, you know. The quarantine, you can avoid Debbie says there's a 6-month quarantine. No, not going to Europe. You don't have a quarantine. What you have to do is you have to get all your paperwork, shots, checkup, passport for travel for your dog. You got to get that in the States. Costs a lot of money and time. But once you've done that, you can travel to Europe. And I don't think you got to do the 6-month quarantine. I think the quarantine is much more extreme if you're going to Australia, New Zealand, like those countries. They have extremely rigid quarantine regulations for animals. And some animals you're not even allowed to bring them in at all. Paul Yes says, hi, Euro friends. Have you voted yet? Go. It's important this year. We trying not to keep it, trying not to, you know what I'm saying? Talk about that stuff here on my channel. Not that it's not important, but it gets us demonetized. Hi, Dacob, you're looking radiant, loving your skin. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, we do at the moment here in New Zealand. You got the quarantine situation, yeah. Nat says 6 months in Japan, super strict. Could you imagine? No, terrible. Poor animal. 6 months. Got to put the dog in quarantine in Japan. But low-cost companies has more seats altering their planes, for example, Ryanair. Right, but they're not private. They're public. It's not like a private airport. It's not a private jet landing at a private airport. It's a public company. But Ryanair is not allowed to fly outside of Europe anyway. So Ryanair cannot do transcontinental flights, so it's not an option. So there you have it, guys. Oh, Gloria, there you go. Gloria has just said it. Hi, Kate Moore. Thank you, Kate, for creating all the chapters for for writing in the comments all the chapters for every live stream. Love that idea. Cat and dogs should also fly with comfort, right? Yes, this is why I won't take him to Asia, Hawaii, or Australia, says the luxury bucket list to the dog. And as Gloria says, we'll go. I want to say thank you to the mods for keeping us safe today. Hit it, Bubbles.
A special thanks to the mods in the fashion bunker. Thanks to Debbie, Jesus, Creation, Nicole, Keds, and Gloria. Bubbles loves you.
We'll go, you beautiful people. I hope you had fun today. It was an important stream. We got to protect our queens, our women out there that are amazing. Virginie Viard does not deserve to be treated the way I believe Chanel has treated her, and she most certainly doesn't deserve to be bashed on social media by people. I find that disgusting. So, yes, today's live stream was important, you guys. It was important to raise awareness. So it was a little bit of a hard topic, but I think it was an important topic, and I think we managed to veer through it with grace and dignity without it being too heavy of a topic. I hope that we managed to kind of lighten the mood with the pet dog, the airplane company at the end, and I hope you guys still managed to have fun. I know some of our live streams are a little bit way more lighthearted, and a lot of our live streams are more bubbly and effervescent. This one was more dark, but you know what? That's life. Sometimes we need the darkness in order to appreciate even more the light that's coming right around the corner, right? Am I right? Can I get an amen up in here? We'll go, Bubbles. We'll go. We paused it because Despina just shocked us with this gorgeous donation. Thank you so much, Despina, my love. Bubbles, hit it for Despina. Thank you so much. You know, I was telling you in the last live stream, all of these tips that you guys are sending in are really going to help me with the new computer that I'm planning to purchase, because I have a Dell computer and it's really on its last leg, and I can't anymore. It's dropping frames. It's having issues with rendering. Oh my God. I'm just, every time I'm like on the edge of my seat thinking, is everything going to collapse any minute? So Despina, Terry, Nay, everybody who's been pitching in, guys, thank you so much. It really means the world. Oh man, Brenda, thank you.
Brenda donated $20.
Thank you, Brenda.
Amazing live stream, Dacob.
Thank you, guys. Very kind. Bubbles, hit it for Brenda. Thank you, guys. Super kind of you. Wait, hold on. So something, yeah, I don't know what I'm saying here. So I don't know. You've been a great audience today, so I guess I can reveal something to you. Yeah, it's buffering, Kari. I know, it's such a mess. I'm thinking of maybe doing Dacob Live. We've done it. We're doing it now, Dacob Live. But. I'm thinking of doing Dacob Live with a live audience. Far in the future, but that needs a good PC. And the audience would be in the room with me. Would you guys like that? Maybe in a theater. You know, you get your tickets, you come to the filming. Yana Clara, thank you so much, my love.
Janu_Clara donated $21.63. Thank you for this amazing live.
Thank you. Debbie's like, I'm dead. Oh yeah, Debbie, there are plans. Hit it for Yana, Bubbles. Rosanna Navarro, my love, thank you.
Rosanna Navarro donated $10. Glad to catch a weekend live. Being
very
so
kind.
busy.
Thank you. This is so amazing, you guys. Bubbles. Hit it. This is so amazing. And this is why I say it really takes a village to move a mountain, you guys. I mean, I know money is tight for everyone at the moment, so even 1 cent helps. Could you imagine if we got 68,000, almost 69,000 subscribers? If everybody sent $1, we would have almost $69,000 like that. And with that money, you could get a better studio. You could get the computer. You could pay the theater. Oh my God, the whole production could be done. But anyway, I'm just saying, so this means the world to me. I know how tough the times are. So what I'm saying is I appreciate every single help that comes in. Tom says, wow, sounds exciting. It's super exciting. Oh la la, says Kari. Vel says, we need. Could you imagine? So we're working on this idea. I'm getting a team together. It's a lot of work. Oh, Terry, my love.
Teresa McGuire donated $50. Here is more to help.
Terry, thank you. You already sent so much. Really, I feel, thank you, Terry. You guys, Terry just sent us a huge tip at the beginning of the show, and now another one like, wow, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Our angel. Hit it, Bubbles. Oh, a kiss and a blow. Terry, we'll go, sweetie. Thank you so much. Please send Fruit Gummy says, yes, definitely. Jacqueline says, yes, do it live. Definitely do it live, says Audrey. Despina says, I'm buying a ticket for the US. Love this idea, says Blue Egyptian Lotus. Then plan a European live, please, says Blingy Bacon. Yeah, we could go on tour with this. So the idea is of me being on stage, maybe having an opening act as well. having also guests. And basically, we film the bunker, the show, just like we're filming now. So from home, you watch it just like you're watching it now, except we have in front of me an audience that are laughing, interacting. So I'm talking, I'm doing the show like I always do the show, but with a real live audience as well as you guys from home, both happening at the same time. You see, that's why I'm saying I need a really powerful computer to be able to do that, right? Because we would be live streaming while we have a live audience. Hubby said to send it to help. Man, Terry, thank you to hubby. He's about to leave for work. Oh man, tell him to be safe at work. And you guys, both of you, I mean, like, thank you so much, Terry. Polly says, I'd love to see you surrounded by lovely bunker members. Kate says, I need to make a visa ASAP. Katie, that would be amazing. Kate can be part of the team. She's going to be signing all the timestamps. You're going to be sitting in the production booth, Kate. You're going to be sitting in the production booth with the director and the producer. You're going to be with them signing all the chapters. Vel says, I need to get my passport renewed. Cha, Vel? Yes, you best believe. I need to see ya here ASAP. Danny says, please do this in Paris too. Danny, yes, I will do it in Paris, darling. Special guest star, the bedbugs. Audrey says, sounds like an incredible idea. Terry, that's a good question. What kind do you need, a PC or a Mac? I need a Mac. I need a MacBook Pro, and it's a big one. And I'm telling you why. Because, first of all, it needs to be powerful. It needs to have a really, really fast... the RAMs need to be really fast. The internal memory needs to be really fast and big. The screen needs to be big because you have to like slide a lot of things at the same time. And the MacBook Pro is connectable and attachable to external monitors, which means I can expand the visuals so that stuff can be arranged and edited live as it's happening. I need to be able to plug in a lot of screens. So we have the main screen of the MacBook Pro, and then I'm going to need another 2 to 3 screens that are attached to that screen. Live show even more, because the live show, that computer is going to have to coordinate a lot of the things happening on stage as well. You can imagine, so the director is going to have to shift and move stuff happening not only for you guys that are at home watching the live stream, but that computer is going to have to manage also everything that's happening on stage live for the audience in the room. It has to be. So Terry, need a laptop for, because traveling. Stationary could be a desktop, but for now, laptop, because I'm traveling a lot at the moment. So it's really, really difficult for me. I can't carry a big computer with me. I need to take the show on the road. Honey, we need to take the show on the road. I need to travel and go from city to city and do these live, like you see me now, do a live stream on a Wednesday, a live stream on a Sunday. We're going to do it. Wednesday in Chicago, Sunday in Ohio. Next Wednesday in New York. Didi Bean says, I'll be booking my ticket on a cruise. Hub said we will go visit any creators if I can connect a cruise to it. So yes, I'm there, Dacob. I woke up at a fantastic time. Oh my God, Didi. Could you imagine if we live streamed from a cruise ship? Girl. If their internet were fast enough. So yeah, no, Terry, laptop, MacBook Pro, it needs to be one of the big ones, big screen. And the RAM it has to have a lot of internal memory. The external memory doesn't matter because I can always attach an external hard drive with external memory. But what it needs to have is really, really internal memory boosted to the top. I've seen some cruise ships that have like perfumeries on board with like a little Chanel section of perfumes. I've never seen a cruise ship with an actual Chanel boutique. No, that I've never seen. But everything is overpriced anyway. I wouldn't buy a Chanel perfume on board, but I would smuggle in my own. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get the Pebble. I'm like, just a drop of water while we're on the cruise ship, darling. Oh, just, what? Oh, Terry. 16-inch M3 Max processor. 36 gigabyte RAM would be good. Yeah. That's the one. Oh my God, how did you know? Are you reading my mind? Wait, I'm like shocked. Terry, how did you know? How did you know? Terry reads my, how did you know? Like, how did you know every single specification? That's the one. Yeah, no, Terry read my mind. Terry read my mind. Oh, Terry's like, because I'm an IT tech. Baby, wow. No, girl, look how fast you were. Yeah, Teresa's magic. The problem, you guys, is, and Terry knows, you can't upgrade RAM or memory with a Mac, with Apple. So you have to configure them when you buy them. External memory you can add later, like I said earlier, but you cannot upgrade RAM or memory. So you have to pay extra to get the most possible out of the computer when you're buying it. That's how Apple gets you. But you guys, but once you have Apple, you're stable. You're stable. Their internal processing it works. You can count on it. It's not going to fall apart in the middle of a live stream like all the PCs I've had thus far do. Yeah, no, yeah. So there's definitely that. And so I was thinking it would be really fun. Like the Muppet Show. You know, I've always loved the Muppet Show. And to me, to be live on a stage with a live audience is a dream. This is as close as I can get to that, like doing a virtual live audience. That's why I love saying it when I begin a new video, I always say, this video is being filmed live in front of a live virtual audience. I love saying it. And one day, I hope I will be able to tell you this video is being filmed live in front of a live theater audience. Oh. It's a dream. And just quickly, right, Mahora? Okay, Dacob Williams. But no, back to the computer story. Like, no kidding, you guys. My Windows PC gets Windows updates that I cannot disable. And every single time I am forced to get this update, it doesn't even ask me, it just does the update. The updates mess up everything. All my delicate, complicated, complex configurations. Everything is messed up at least every 2 weeks. This is also one of the reasons I start late, because the computer doesn't recognize my camera. The microphone doesn't get recognized anymore. The computer thinks there's another camera set up. The settings of the camera get messed up through the configuration update of the computer that Windows is doing without asking my permission to update it. Super annoying, super annoying. So then I have to try to uninstall forced updates all the time, reinstall the old versions, try not to have them mess with my system again, reconfigure my configurations all over again. This is shit that takes hours of work, and it's unnecessary. So I'm hoping that by getting an Apple one day, the new one, you know, the one that Terry just mentioned, I'm hoping that by doing so, I'm not going to have that issue anymore. At least, you know, it's going to save me hours of time. Period, Mama, says Vel. It's going to happen, says Mahora. Windows is annoying AF, says N. Yeah, Danny says Windows is like Lena. Yeah, Windows is Lena. Window Lena. Oh, T-shirt, Window Lena. Window Lena. Windalina. Updates just killed my dad's laptop and our second stationary computer, says Nat. How there's no class action against Windows yet? Because they rule the world. They're lobbying everything. You can imagine. All the government computers are PCs. Yes. Or is the government using Linux or Linux? I think they're using Windows. Yeah, there you go. Monarch says, Dacob, it's not worth it. Apple should be better. Yeah, Mahora is like, time for Apple, I guess. I've tried with PC, you guys, for so many years, and like, it's time to move on. Nat says, updates just killed my dad's. Oh, sorry, just read that one. Debbie, I agree. Oh, wait, what did Debbie? Debbie says, Windows 7 was last good operating system. Oh, that was like eons ago. And Farinalda says, Debbie, I agree. Honey Love says, good morning. So you're coming on tour. Honey Love, that is the plan in the far future. As soon as I, as soon as I can get everything set up. It's moving very slow because, as you guys know, my channel is not growing fast. So it's not like AdSense is giving us a lot of money.
Dee Bean donated $6. Dream big.
Thank you, my love. Dream big. Yes, Dee, we got to dream big. Hit it, Bubbles, for Dee. Thank you, Dee, so much for helping out. Hit it, Bubbles. Yes, Dee Bean, y'all. Thank you, sweetie. Yes, we always got to dream big. It's just, like I said, if my channel were at 200,000 subscribers, then things would be moving much faster. Money would be flowing quicker. Right now, we are moving snail tempo. The channel is not growing fast. Summer is also a drop because in summer, what are you going to do? People are out and about, not watching much. We had this whole conversation about summer and YouTube, but then also the budgeting is not there. YouTube doesn't get a lot of AdSense sponsorships either. But then, in the perfume channel is doing good at the moment. I'm very, very, very happy that there seems to be always an audience for perfumes. That like there's the perfume content is more universal, time-wise, meaning when you do a review of a perfume, it's not a topic that's actual today and then tomorrow it's an old topic. There's always going to be somebody looking for a certain perfume review or a review of a certain perfume that they love. So people keep finding your perfume videos because there's always interest in those topics. They're not time limited. Fashion is kind of more complicated. It's much more time limited, you see. So on my main channel, the main channel is a beast. It's a hungry beast that keeps devouring content. And the content needs to always be new for you to keep getting views, and it's exhausting. While the perfume channel, it's more delicate. It's less aggressive on me. Because when I post a perfume video, it keeps slow, doesn't grow fast, but it keeps growing. So the more perfume videos I have on my channel, and all of them are constantly growing. While on my main channel, most of the videos I post, they grow for a couple of days and then they stop because the theme, the topic is no longer trending, right? So the main channel is more hungry for content, while the perfume channel, with lesser content, you achieve more growth because the topics there are not time limited. So that's a relief. Although the perfume channel is also very tiny. So my perfume channel, even though it's doing well for its size, it's a tiny channel. We're not even at 10,000 subscribers yet, although we are at 9,500. So we have like 500 more subbies to go, and then we're going to reach 10K on the perfume channel. My perfume channel is essentially Dacob, spelled ESSENCE minus TIALLY, essentially Dacob. So go subscribe to me there if you like perfumes, and you can help the channel out, because the sooner I get to 10K and the sooner I drift into the next level of the algorithm, because once you hit the 10K subscribers, I think the algorithm starts treating your channel differently. It tests it more out, meaning it promotes it a little bit more to newer viewers because you've reached a certain pedestal, you know. Katie says, I keep rewatching your perfume reviews constantly, but also your lives and fashion videos. Oh man, Kate, thank you. Very kind of you. Thank you. Tom says, like, comment, share the content. I bet it's a good stat. Memberships and donations are great too. Definitely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Debbie says, there are gems on this channel as well, some in the deep, dark past. I know. We got 2,000 videos on my main channel, you guys, between live streams and regularly posted videos. And some of them, like Debbie says, you rewatch them today and you're like, oh, wow. Okay. This was 10 years ago? Really, you know. So, but some people, it's really beautiful because I see, like, sometimes I wake up and I check the comments, and it's so lovely to see like a video that's 8 years old and there's a new comment that popped up underneath a video from 8 years ago. And I'm like, oh yes, I'm so happy when I get comments on my older videos because it shows me that people still have interest. So that always warms my heart. And people usually say, I'm so sorry that I'm commenting on an older video. And I always answer, no, are you kidding me? I love to see comments on my older videos because that shows me that I did something right, you know. Oh man, Terry, you're too kind. Thank you, sweetie. Terry says, I would get you a new computer. Girl, you know they're not cheap. So I would never put that burden on you. That's a lot of money. Like, how much is it? It's like over $2,000, Terry. The MacBook Pro with all the configuration, it's insane. But then I was thinking the other day, I was thinking, well, you know, like, what's the leverage? What do you get? What's the, not leverage, mileage? What's the mileage that you would get out of, what's the mileage you would get out of let's say not refurbished, you buy it new, the MacBook Pro with the configuration that you said. Like, how much mileage would that computer give us before, because also Apple can break down. How much mileage would it give us, Terry? What do you think? Like 2 years? 3 years? Technology is advancing very quickly. Probably in 2 years, they're going to have something crazy more fast. Oh, Karina says 4 years? 4 years, you think? Kari says $2,000 to $3,000. That's nothing in Chanel coins. I know. So I've had the Dell perfume for a little bit over 2 years now. It's falling apart. Falling apart. It's a miracle that we're having a live stream right now. 3 to 4, Terry, at least 3 to 4 years. Laptop. Sorry, I said perfume. Sorry. I've had the Dell laptop computer for a little over 2 years now, and it's falling apart. Not perfume, the Dell laptop. Sorry, guys, my brain is fried. No, Terry, I understood. Yeah, stupid autocorrect. Yeah, right. 3 to 4 years. I mean... Oh, Terry, so you have the same one? So it's good. So you would recommend it. Deborah says, I always log out of all apps before shutting down And says, I just bought the new MacBook Air and it is more than enough for me. But are you like live streaming and needing to coordinate a lot of things and need to attach more screens to the lap? Because on the Air, you can't, it doesn't allow you to attach like 3 other screens to it. The Pro does. Evian says, since I discovered your channel, I have tried to keep up with your content. So I'm trying to go way back to get to you, to know you better. Oh, Evian, thank you so much, sweetie. I know it's a lot of work because it's 2,000 videos. Deborah says, if you fully log out, it preserves the solid state hard drive. Oh, good to know. That's good to know. I didn't know that. Debbie says, I was going to say, it feels like you just got a new computer. Why, Debbie? But all the glitches and stuff? No, I did not get a new computer. I'm still using the old one and it's all falling apart, Debbie. Oh, or you mean Debbie, you're trying to say like, oh, it sounded like Terry wants to get you a new computer. Yeah, Terry, but I can't. That's so expensive. I don't want you to spend so much money. Monarch says, I'm on my 5th year, but I don't do heavy duty. But with Apple Care, I've been going strong. Ah, so Apple Care works for you because it's quite expensive. Apple Care is quite expensive. Terry says a 16-month... sorry, guys. A 16 M3 Pro, MacBook Pro, 36 gigabyte RAM would be perfect for you. I actually get discounts because of my IT work. Terry, you are the temptress. Great. Ooh, cha. Debbie says, no, I mean time flies. Oh, honey, doesn't it? Yeah. Grace Chan says, yeah, I do a bit of support in IT at work, and PC starts to have issues 1.5 years in. Mac has no problems until 3 years on. At least 3 years old before it starts having issues. There you go. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Oh, Kate, you got lucky. You're using your MacBook Pro from 2010, but not for work, just internet surfing. Wow. I had a MacBook Pro died on me. 4 or 5 years in, it kicked the bucket. I made a video about that on my channel as well. When it happened many years ago, some of you might remember, and then we had the whole issue that Apple didn't want to do anything to help. Apple couldn't do anything. They're like, your computer's too old. We're not even going to open it. I'm like, I'm paying. They're like, no, buy a new one. Can you believe? Rude. Deborah C says, I use Apple Care and it is well worth the money. Just extended this. Let Terry help you with a discount. Oh, Deborah, thank you for letting me know. Kate says, I still use my MacBook Pro 2010, but not for work, just internet surfing. Oh, I read that one already. Sorry, guys. Kari's like, we love a good coupon code. Debbie says, is it in the archives? Yes, actually it is. It is. I didn't throw it away. Mark says, Dacob, I only buy Mac now, and Apple Care has saved me several times. It's like insurance. You guys are all pro Apple Care. Okay. Then I'll consider it. Debbie's like, I knew it. Grace Chen says, but it just goes to show that Apple computers have longevity. Yes. It's just more peace of mind. They just appear to be more stable when you need to rely on them. They just seem to be more reliable than a PC. Really, that's what it is, bottom line. And when you're like a content creator like I am and you need to be quick and things move fast sometimes, you can't just sit here, try to start a live stream like I often try to start a live stream and the PC's like, I've just updated Windows. I'm like, I never asked you to. And the PC is like, but I did anyway, and now nothing works. And then you're like, oh my God. And then 5 hours later, I start the live stream because it took me 5 hours to reset the whole fucking thing. It's so annoying. So annoying. Really annoying. And so I'm really thinking of Apple, but Apple costs a lot. So also with Dell, no repair shop. All they say is send it in and you know, you don't have a PC for weeks or months. So that's why I never opted to send it in when it started acting up, because Dell's, yeah, so stupid. Terry, what do you mean? You never opened? Terry says, I have a brand new unopened 14 MacBook Pro M3 Pro processor, 18 gigabyte RAM, 512 gigabyte, its latest model. You're welcome to have it. It is a $2,200 computer. It would be plenty powerful enough. Terry, I mean, seriously? Are you not... I mean, you don't need it? Like, really? You're not just saying this because you want to be kind and sneaky. You want to get one, but you really have it, and you like you just have it laying around. Wow, Terry, thank you. I mean, if you already have it and you're not using it, seriously? Because Gratian, oh my God, Dell computers are the worst. We are trying to transition out of Dells. Ah. Grace, don't I know it? Evian's like, take it, take. Terry Queens is Polly. First guest of the live is Teresa. You're right, Grace? Really, Terry, are you sure you want to give up a brand new computer? I mean, don't you need, are you sure you don't need it for your work? Oh, Deborah C., I second that about Dell. Dell computers are the curse.
Dork's at it!
Bubbles. Terry, really? I mean, if you're really, I don't want you to feel any sort of obligation. I don't want you to feel like you're being pushed in a corner or anything, like to say, hey, here's a computer for you. Please, don't feel any form of pressure. If you really want to, if it's okay with you, then thank you. Polly S. says, Dacob, you should name Terry member of honor of the bunker. She's the best of it. Yeah, oh, most certainly. Terry, you're going to be like Barbara Streisand when they opened up the Oscar Museum. Barbara donated for a bridge to connect the buildings. And the bridge is called the Barbara Streisand Bridge. So we're going to have a Teresa McGuire plaque in the fashion bunker. Oh, you sent me a picture? Hold on. We're going to have a Teresa McGuire plaque in the fashion bunker. You know what I mean? Co-founder of the bunker support system. Terry, an angel without wings as well. Hold on, let me see. Oh, Terry, you sent me the picture of the sticker on the box. So it's 18 gigabyte unified memory, 512 gigabyte solid disk state, 14-inch MacBook Pro with Apple M3 Pro chip. I'm shook. I mean, front of box? I see it, baby. It's gorgeous. I love the design. Lifetime pass for all the lives for Terry, says Cecilia. Oh yeah, that's the least I can do. It is black. It's gorgeous, Terry. Thank you. I mean, if you really want to. Otherwise, I'm totally okay if you don't want to. Anna Marie says, I do the same, Deborah. It really helps the devices keep for longer time. To log out of all the applications when you turn them down. It is plenty powerful. Terry, this is amazing. Yeah, I'm very emotional right now, Polly. Yes, a little tear. Yeah, I'm holding the tears back. I get emotional when stuff like this, when people show a lot of selfless heart. It moves me a lot. Yeah. Terry says, just send me where to send it. I'll overnight it. Terry, okay, I'm gonna, when the live stream is over, I'm gonna DM you. We'll talk about it offline, you know? We'll talk about it later. Because obviously we want to keep certain things private. We don't want to do, you know what I mean, Terry? You know what I mean? We're going to, so I'll, you know what I mean? I'll let you know all the deets. I'll write you and I'll talk to you after the live stream. But also, thank you so much for the help and the offer, because this is like really huge and this helps a lot. And also, it's a great learning curve, because the sooner I get the computer, the sooner I can start configuring it. You know what I mean? It saves a lot of time. Because you guys, it's one thing to wait until we get the money to buy a computer, right? You need the time to wait till you get the money, right? But then once you have the computer, you need the time to learn to configure everything correctly, to connect everything you need. You know what I mean? It takes time. Now that Terry's helping out so graciously and generously to get the computer sooner, we're going to save a bunch of time, because I would have to wait 6 months, 7 months before I could afford, you know, the computer from all the tips and donations. But now we're going to save the 6 months. That's going to give me more time to learn to use it with the configuration that I need currently. So that's a huge help, not only in terms of getting the computer sooner, but it's also a huge help from Terry's side, because it allows me to save time and learn and have more time to learn how to configure it properly. So like, you're helping me on so many different levels, not just on the monetary side, but you're also helping me with time. And as we all know, you guys, time is the biggest luxury. Time is the biggest luxury. So there you go. The luxury bucket list is Terry should get a wrench. Wait, what's a wrench? Oh, the mod wrench? That's even more work. I don't want Terry to have to do more. She's already done enough. Terry, do you want the honorary wrench? You don't have to moderate. I don't expect you to moderate. I just want you to enjoy. You wouldn't mind? All right, your wish is my command, baby. Let's add the wrench. Oh, you'd love it? All right, Terry. You're hold on. Let me add the wrench. Hold on. Let me. I can't do a gold wrench. I'm not YouTube. Claire says she needs a gold wrench. I can't. I don't think I can do a gold wrench. Is it done? I think it's done. Terry, did you get a wrench? I think you have to type in something so we can see. Then we can see if the wrench is appearing, or do you have to refresh? Oh, there you are! Honorary wrench for Terry, baby. There you go. Terry got the wrench, you guys. There you go. And now you have to be initiated by our head mod, which is Debbie. Debbie is the head mod. Debbie has to also grant us her, what you might call it? What you might call it? When you ask the father or somebody's hand in marriage, they have to give their, not their, blessing. Yes, now we have to get Debbie's blessing. Debbie, she gone. Blessings, yes, the blessing. Come on, Debbie, says Mahora. Welcome to the mod squad. Teresa, you got Debbie's blessing, Terry. You got the stamp of approval from Debbie, and that's bam. That's where it's at. I've moderated a tech channel, so I know how to mod. Love this. Thanks so much. Oh, Terry, thank you so much. But like I said, don't you worry. We got this covered, Terry. You don't have to sit there and like check the comments and, you know, deletes. Don't worry. We got this covered. Also, Bubbles helps as well. I also check, you know, I can also block people if some, but as you've seen, Terry, all these months, it's not like we have a big deal of trolls popping up. And if we do, we're relatively quick in finding them. They usually get a warning shot, like stop being nasty. And then if they keep being nasty, then they get timed out. So, you know, I don't want you to feel pressure, and I don't want your lupus to flare up. So don't, please, Terry, I don't want this like moderator stuff to make you feel like you gotta control the, you know what I mean? Take it chill. Enjoy the wrench, but you don't have to mod. You know what I mean? Just relax, enjoy the show. I don't want you to, your nerves need to be calm and not stressed. Well, at least I don't want you to be stressed while you're watching my show, because there's no need for you to be stressed while you're watching the show. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want this to feel like a pressure for you, like an obligation. Yeah, exactly. Luxury bucket list. It's a vanity wrench. Yes, it's a vanity wrench. Yes. There you go, Terry. I don't. I'll enjoy. And if I see a troll, I'll get him. You get him, girl. So, yeah, exactly. See it as a vanity wrench, as a Chanel wrench. A Chanel wrench. You know, Taya says, congratulations, Teresa. And Terry, it's been over a year that we've added a new mod. So it's very rare that we add a new mod, you know. So there you go. And we're going to have to change the song as well, the Bubbles song. Thank you to the mods. We have to add Terry. We're going to have to add Terry to the Bubbles song that Bubbles sings every week. Yeah, you have it. What a wonderful way to end this week. What a wonderful way to end this live stream. I'm so touched and humbled, and I'm, well, for the most part, speechless, and I can always talk. But this is really, 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 this is a huge help. Very humbling, very, very grounding and earthing to me. So thank you for all the mother energy, Terry. This really means the world to me.
Your mother.
Your mother. What a beautiful way to end the week. What a beautiful way to end the live stream. And I'm wishing all of you, you know, a great rest of your weekends, a great beginning of the new week. And we still have to do our We'll Go song. Hit it, Bubbles.
Would go, would go, would go, would go, would go. Would go, would go, would go, would go, would go. Would go, would go, would go, would go, would go, would go. Would go, 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 would go.
We'll go, baby. And now, are you guys ready for the live-in ferret?
Please send it to me.
Please give it to me, Rachel. Oh, baby, please. Hit it, Bubbles.
I'm living ferret, living ferret, living ferret, living ferret, living ferret, living ferret.
And now we're dying, ferret.
Dying ferret, dying ferret, dying ferret, dying ferret, dying ferret.
We're dead. Oh no. We kicked the bucket. We kicked the bouquet. We kicked the bouquet. Le bouquet. We kicked le bouquet. We are dying ferret. Mr. Bruno Pavlovsky, huh? And Lena Nair. On your ear, baby. On your ear. Oh, speaking of big ears, where's Baby Yoda? There you are. Hello. Baby Yoda, Terry just gifted us a wonderful computer. It's going to help us do even more good stuff in the live streams. And if the computer is strong enough, you might just be able to contact your family on the other planet. Yeah. How about that? Oh, you don't want? Why? What? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh. Really? Okay. Well, can I tell them what you just told me? Yeah. 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 Uh-huh. Okay. Well, he's so sweet. So Baby Yoda said he's a little bit adamant to contact his family on the other planet because he ran away from home. And he likes it so much in the fashion bunker that he's scared if his family knows he's here, they're going to snatch him away, and he doesn't want to leave. Oh, Baby Yoda. He's so cute.
Shoot out to his family.
Oh, don't worry. I'm not going to let them take you, but they can come visit. So cute. So you don't want to contact them, yeah? Yeah, okay. So there you go. Baby Yoda doesn't want to leave us. He wants to stay with us in the bunker. So cute. That's okay. All right. So you love eating all my food. You love everything. You ate Chucky again. That's what he loves to do. Yay! Baby Yoda, you love to eat Chucky. You'll have to eat all the, okay. Go and get your chicken nuggets. All right. Okay, well then, and he loves to sing cha-cha-cha-cha. Hit it, baby.
Ciao, ciao, ciao. Ciao, 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 ciao. Ciao, ciao, ciao. Ciao.
Oh, give me a kiss. Give you a kiss. Bye. Oh, so cute. Well, there you go. So whatever we do, this is not an ET phone home situation. This is not an ET phone home sitch. This is not an ET phone home sitch. This is a Baby Yoda stays at home sitch. And the home being the fashion bunker. And I think the fashion bunker is where we all feel at home. I would hope so, at least. So thank you guys so much for your love and support and for spending time with me. I do not take it for granted. Time is precious. Time is short. And it is the biggest luxury we have. So this is a luxury channel. Why? Because spending 3 to 4 hours together, that's luxury. Thank you guys so much for watching. And Terry, my dear, I'm going to prepare a few surprises for you as well. Don't you worry, because something like this is unforgettable. What you just did today, you made history in the fashion bunker. Thank you so much, Terry. And thank you, everybody who helped out today. What wonderful support system we have here. We got so many wonderful tips and helps and super chats and super thanks. And everybody was like so generous. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And also thank you so much for the wonderful chats, for the intelligent conversation, for the great exchange of information. I hope we're going to find out really soon who's coming next to Chanel. And I hope that we also find out really soon what's next for Virginie Viard as well. Terry says, thank you guys. It makes me feel great to help and help the channel. Terry, it means the world to me. Thank you so much. There you go, guys. Miracles can happen. It just happened today. I mean, if there ever was a moment to say hashtag blessed, it's right now. Hashtag blessed, baby. Until next time, have a wonderful end of your weekend, and a great beginning of the new week. And I shall see you all in the next live stream coming up on Wednesday, if all goes as planned. Oh my gosh, maybe with the new computer already. Well, let's see how we go with the coordination of the addresses and everything. Love you loads, and until next time, never forget to never give up on love. Bye.
Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda.
What's up, Linda? Bye.